because I'm sitting in the tree going, a chimpanzee can't talk, so they just go, you understand that? See, I'm normal. You're not normal. Am I the weirdo or are you the weirdo? Whose head's screwed on straight? Mine or yours? You should look in the mirror and be shocked by what you are. I'm done talking to you, scum. Donald Trump kicks Tucker Carlson out of the MAGA club. Ooh, Tucker's not in the cool club anymore. Well, that's not a club you want to be in. I mean, I love, too, the white-pilled kind of newbie Trump supporters that have no political understanding, and they love to post on X and say, Jones has never been real MAGA. You know, he's a traitor. He's never been real. You're right, I'm not MAGA, bro. I'm 1776. I'm the mama that MAGA grew inside. And then I had my baby, and it's grown up and did a lot of good work. But now my baby robbed a bank. Mama tried. See, I'm Trump's mommy, all right? And he's being a bad boy, all right? My mommy is George Washington Thomas Jefferson. See, I'm a true American that follows my ancestors and the current republic and what we need to build, and it's the best system. We have, again, oil prices up over 11% in just 4 days, with experts believing it continues in just a few months, it will be doubled, spelling certain global depression. And the White House is bragging, saying, we haven't even got started. We got all these munitions. We're going to level Iran. Like you did in the Iran-Iraq war that the U.S. ran and controlled. And did that make the Iranians give up? No. Pentagon told you, Trump, not to do this. They advised him. Man, I knew this at the time, and it came out a few days ago. You're going to do it. Just hit more of their sites, hit their missiles, degrade them so that they can't attack their neighbors, but do not try to regime change. And they're like, no, let's just hope it happens. And then Trump came back a few days ago and said, let's come to the table. And the Iranians said, we're not negotiating anymore. You think you're winning, just wait. And they start attacking their neighbors to drive investment out of there, any neighbor that has a U.S. base. And then they start attacking ships, and the Strait of Hormuz closes. And now Russia and China are just flooding them with weapons. That's called an escalation ladder. That's why the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff said this is not a good idea and has way more problems than benefits. And we don't like to launch wars that we don't have a really good chance of winning, sir. Because even if it looks like we can win a war cut and dry and it's the right thing to do, it's still a gamble because you never know what's going to happen. Because plans go out the window minute one. Is the big one coming? U.S. stealth bombers set to arrive at UK airbase as Trump warns Iran. And they show these bombers like, ooh, we already have air superiority. The B-52s carry way more weapons than that. But it's like, ooh, ooh. And it's all for the American people to go, ooh, ooh, missile, ooh, big plane. The missile's going to be when you stick that debit card in the gas pump and you pay twice as much. So the United States continues to blow up their underground missile bases, which, again, I was against this. I said Saturday, I said I'm against it, but I hope they fall right now. I hope I'm wrong. Because Trump's entire agenda that I support economically will go down the toilet if this continues, even for a month or two, okay? And again, of course, I'm going to be right. It's a fact. I don't want to be right. I want people to listen, and I want this to stop. And I see Susie Wiles, we don't know why this is happening. Emergency, emergency. You don't know why it's happening? But like if you got a bottle of Valium and ate them all and drunk a bottle of vodka and you wonder why you fall over and die. I mean, you wonder why if you run out in front of traffic and get hit by an 18-wheeler, why you got hit. I mean, this is not even debatable how stupid this is. Donald Trump goes from MAGA to MEGA in post vowing to make Iran great again. Oh, boy. So here's the deal. I hate having to go after Trump. I'm glad I supported him for 10 years. Way better than the Democrats. So many good domestic policies. Fought like hell, went through hell. A great man. God protected him for a reason. But that does not mean I'm going to sit here and go along with this. It's all on purpose. The United States has spent $8 trillion fighting and policing in the Middle East. Thousands of our great soldiers have died or been badly wounded. Millions of people have died on the side. Going into the Middle East is the worst decision ever made. But see, I'm supposed to live in 1984 and forget he ever said that, or I'm a Qatari agent. And like you said, Tucker Carlson's lost his way, is just stupid. No. Tucker, like 14 years ago, called, said, I'm going to be in Austin. I want to come meet with you. I want to come on your show. And he comes here and he goes, in that studio over there. Well, it's on tape, too. But I just came to apologize to you. I thought you were crazy, and I checked all your stuff. It's all true. 9/11, all this stuff. I can't believe it. He goes, I was so naive. I really believe we were the good guys and all these wars and stuff. And he goes, now I know it's all a lie. He goes, I promise I'll never support any of these evil wars again. And I was like, okay, well, I'm really honored you're saying that and everything. I've always thought you were talented, like you. You're a nice guy. But see, now Tucker is the guy he became 14 years ago when he publicly did an apology to her, not just to me. And he stayed with that. So Tucker didn't lose his way, Trump. You lost your way. You lost your way. Let's put that back up on screen again. Here's Trump, and I can play you hundreds of clips of him saying the same thing. And his surrogates, J.D. Vance and Tulsi Gabbard and the rest of them in the last few years. And now we're supposed to just forget about all that. Donald Trump kicks Tucker Carlson out of the MAGA club. Ooh, Tucker's not in the cool club anymore. Well, that's not a club you want to be in if that's the case. I mean, I love, too, the white-pilled kind of newbie Trump supporters that have no political understanding, and they love to post on X and say, Jones has never been real MAGA. He's a traitor. He's never been real. You're right, I'm not MAGA, bro. I'm 1776. I'm the mama that MAGA grew inside. And then I had my baby, and it's grown up and did a lot of good work. But now my baby robbed a bank. Mama tried. See, I'm Trump's mommy, all right? And he's being a bad boy, all right? My mommy is George Washington Thomas Jefferson. See, I'm a true American that follows my ancestors and the current republic and what we need to build, and it's the best system. And I don't break that bond with my ancestors in this republic for anybody. And I will defend it to the end. Oh, you're not in the club anymore. Oh, yes. Oh, please. Oh, when I used to totally defend Trump because he was doing so much good. And I said, I'm weighing this. Oh, you're paid by him. You're defending Trump because I'm being attacked for defending him. But overall, there was still so much good that I would talk about the bad, but mainly push the good because we're still getting a lot of good out of Trump. It's just this war breaks his promises, is super dangerous, and is guaranteed to screw up the recovery and guaranteed to make sure we go bankrupt, which we were already, and Trump was pulling us back from it, which the globalists want. And if you have any idea what it means, if we go into full bankruptcy and the Great Reset again, there you go. It's a real photo. Is that Lemmy from Motorhead with Trump? If The point is, this war is on a course very quickly to destroy Trump's plan that I actually support the overall plan. That's why I'm so pissed. It's not even about him lying to us. That makes me mad. It's not, it's, you know, the threat of World War III. That probably won't happen, but it's there. No, it's the economy. And it's also throwing good people to the wolves like Tucker and MTG and then fawning all over Lindsey Graham, who is now Donald Trump's wife. I am Donald Trump's mommy. Lindsey Graham is his wife. I tell you, the AI and the crew, I made the joke like, I've never been MAGA, and I've always explained this. I'm 1776. I'm a populist. I'm pro-human. I'm an American. And we don't rise or fall with Trump or any of these populist leaders. And we can't expect them all to be perfect. But we got to be willing to get on their ass when they're doing something that we know is dangerous and wrong according to our morals, our values that we stick with. That's why I said I'm like Trump's mommy or his daddy. So if you're a radio listener, you don't see it. Put out the image of me and Trump. It's hilarious. Bad Trump. Oh, boy. That's enough, guys. Come on.
And you're scum. This stuff's real, folks. The Army follows me around to and from work a lot of days. I got guys in high and tight haircuts, special forces following me around. This isn't a game, people.
Well, David Hogg, 2 days ago, I challenged you to a debate. Name the time, name the venue, name the place. It's been 2 days, it's been trending, it's been on the Drudge Report, and I've had no response. I know you've seen it. Why won't you debate me, David Hogg? Are you shaking in your boots? David Hogg, you seem very quick, almost lightning fast to respond to adults that criticize you, and then run behind the back of CNN, who acts as your bully enforcer, to silence their free speech voices. Then you claim that you are a victim. Mr. Hogg, every single time you go on CNN, you blurt out blatant falsities without the slightest bit of correction or admonishment. It's time to put on your big boy pants and back up what you say with real facts and not just Democrat talking points. David Hogg, please, I beg you, I implore you, step up to my challenge. Prove me wrong. Prove that you are, in fact, a smart individual and not a Democrat puppet who spouts talking points with nothing between his two ears. Hey, David, are you ignoring me because I don't have sponsors you can attack like Laura Ingraham? And how dare you try to get her taken off the air for daring to criticize you and using her First Amendment right? How dare you, David Hogg? I'm what, 1, 2 years younger than you? This should be a cakewalk, right? Why not just step up to the plate and debate me? You won't debate adults because you say their ideas are too dumb. Well, I'm a young person. Debate me. By the way, we don't live in a democracy, David Hogg. We live in a constitutional republic, where in the Constitution, our right to bear arms and our right to civil liberties such as freedom of speech are guaranteed. Hey, Hogg, you can't ignore me forever, so you might as well just step up to the plate and let's have a debate. I'll hear your thoughts, you'll hear mine, and at the end, the American people can decide who's right. And just one final thing. Hogg, I really hope you're drinking filtered water, but hey, that's none of my business.
Just taking the enemy and going, just terminate him. I have the army following and watching me have homosexual sex and worship Satan. The army is following me around. That they might be following me home today. I'll be like, oh, there they are behind me, and I can take 10 turns, and they're following me. The army follows me around to and from work a lot of days.
Anyone who's watched this show over the past few weeks knows I've taken a pretty strong stand on guns in America. It's not escaped the notice of supporters of gun rights, and it's led to a petition on the White House official website, no less. It's entitled, I quote, "Deport British citizen Piers Morgan for attacking Second Amendment." Take a look. More than 104,000 people have signed it so far. And joining me now is one of the people behind the petition, Alex Jones. He's host of the Alex Jones Show. Welcome to you.
Piers, thanks for having me.
Why do you want to deport me?
Well, we did it as a way to bring attention to the fact that we have all of these foreigners and the Russian government, the official Chinese government. Mao said political power goes out of the barrel of a gun. He killed about 80 million people because he's the only guy that had the guns. So we did it to point out that this is globalism and the mega banks that control the planet and brag that they've taken over in Bloomberg, AP, Reuters, you name it, brag that they're going to get our guns as well. They've taken everybody's guns but the Swiss and the American people. And when they get our guns, they can have their world tyranny while the government buys 1.6 billion bullets, armored vehicles, tanks, helicopters, Predator drones, armed, now in U.S. skies, being used to arrest people in North Dakota. The Second Amendment isn't there for duck hunting. It's there to protect us from tyrannical government and street thugs. Take the women in India. Your piece earlier on CNN I was watching during Anderson Cooper's show didn't tell you that the women of India have signed giant petitions to get firearms because the police can't and won't protect them. The answer is, hey, wait a minute, I have FBI crime statistics that come out a year late, 2011. 20+% crime drop in the last 9 years. Real violent crime because more guns means less crime. Britain took the guns 15, 16 years ago, tripling of your overall violent crime. True, we have a higher gun violence level, but overall mugging, stabbings, deaths, those men raped that woman in India to death with an iron rod 4 feet long. You can't ban the iron rods. The guns, the iron rods, Pierce, didn't do it. The tyrants did it. Hitler took the guns. Stalin took the guns. Mao took the guns. Fidel Castro took the guns. Hugo Chavez took the guns. And I'm here to tell you, 1776 will commence again if you try to take our firearms. Doesn't matter how many lemmings you get out there on the street begging for them to have their guns taken. We will not relinquish them. Do you understand? That's why you're going to fail, and the establishment knows no matter how much propaganda, the Republic will rise again when you attempt to take our guns. My family in the Texas Revolution against Santa Anna, my family was at the core on both sides starting that because Santa Anna came to take the guns at Gonzales, Texas. Pierce, don't try what your ancestors did before. Why don't you come to America? I'll take you out shooting. You can become an American and join the Republic.
You finished?
Yes, I am finished. You will not take my right. You go through background checks to get guns. How about Prozac? You know the number one. Oh, that's the big sponsor, isn't it? Or that whole class of drugs.
Let me ask you a question.
Oh, whoa, got to cut that off, don't you? Don't want to talk about the U.S. number one cause of death is suicide now because they give people suicide mass murder pills.
Calm down.
Your answer is give more money to the psychiatrists and psychologists to put more crazy people on drugs that make them kill people, Pierce.
Let's try and have a debate here.
Yeah.
Answer me this question.
I'm sick of the same old script here, bud.
It's fine, bud. How many gun murders were there in America last year? Do you know?
There were about 11,458, and about 74% of those were gang-related, gangbangers shooting each other. You get 3,500 to 4,000.
That wasn't the
How
question.
many people died from infections in hospitals? 197,000.
Let me just ask you a second.
That's right.
How many gun murders were there in Britain?
How many great white sharks?
No, how many
kill people every year, but they're scared to swim?
Right. How many gun murders were there in Britain?
A very low amount. I already went over those statistics.
Many? Do you know?
I was only a few hundred.
No. How many gun murders?
I actually did pull up the statistics. Here, let me pull them out right here. I figured you'd do that.
Gun murders in Britain last year.
UK violent crime, capital of Europe, London Telegraph. Here, let me give you more.
It's quite a simple question.
Well, that's the oldest.
You're a very loud man.
That's the oldest Perry Mason tactic to ask me some little factoid.
It's not a little factoid.
I already said earlier,
We're talking about
England has a lot lower gun crime rate because you took all the guns.
Let me try exactly
But you've got hordes of people burning down cities and beating old women's brains out every day.
What a ridiculous
They arrest people in England if they defend themselves. That's on record. My God, you have got a total police state. Everybody's fleeing that country because you've had to flee here, bud. And I want to say this right here. You think you're a tough guy? Have me back with a boxing ring in here, and I'll wear red, white, and blue, and you can wear your Jolly Roger.
Okay.
You know what?
Let's try again. How many gun murders were there?
Oh, you're going to ban your fist now?
In Britain last year.
How many chimpanzees can dance on the head of a pin? I already went over those statistics.
Do you know the answer?
No, I don't.
You said hundreds.
It's very low.
You said hundreds.
Yes.
It's actually 35.
Well, the point is you can...
Against 11
Do you,
Do you understand the difference between 11,000?
Yeah, England
and
wants to
35?
ban knives now because tens of thousands are getting stabbed.
Right. But do you understand
ban
the
knives?
difference?
The knife doesn't kill people.
Do you
The gun
understand?
doesn't kill people.
Yes.
Listen,
do
you understand
between
you're not going to pull on America's
11,000?
heartstrings? They know your script, okay? You're not going to get our guns. By the way, you guys always say, we just want to take the semi-autos, okay, and all this other stuff when semi-autos aren't even, rifles aren't even used, but in a fraction of the crimes, you can pull those numbers up, okay? No, hold on.
Let me ask you one question. Which weapon was predominantly used in the Aurora movie theater shooting?
M4 AR-15 variants.
So it was a semi-automatic
yes,
assault rifle.
Again,
okay.
But
next
statistically,
question.
it's very, very low.
That was. Do you agree it was the single biggest shooting in the history of America in terms of people hit by a shooter? Do you know that?
No, I believe that there were others. There's been some other shootings with about over 30.
No. This was the single biggest mass shooting.
Well, listen, you're just going. No, there have been bombings of Wall Street.
Let me ask you a second.
Are we going to listen? Why can't the pilots have firearms?
Alex,
we trust them to fly the planes.
Alex, you've had a lot to say.
No, my point is the Second Amendment is sacrosanct, and you're not getting it.
Do you know which weapon was used in the Oregon shopping mall mass shooting recently?
I understand that people who are mentally ill on all the serotonin reuptake inhibitors who play these shoot 'em up games want to go out and do this. Because there's criminals, I don't lose my rights, Pierce. Because there's criminals, I don't lose my rights.
Just answer the question.
Yeah.
Do you know what the weapon used was?
Listen, let me ask you a question.
No, answer.
I've got the FBI statistics that, that the so-called semi-autos that you talk about.
Take a break. When we come back.
Again, you're not going to get our guns.
When we come back, try and answer my question.
Yeah, all you're going to do is sit there and play little factoid questions. Overall crime's gone up over 20%.
I got guys in high and tight haircuts, special forces following me around.
I can't take it anymore!
And I'm sick of it!
You know what it's like to go to sleep every night knowing you work for a bunch of psychotic killers and you bastards are probably going to end up killing me one day? You know what it's like knowing you've ruined my life? You know what it's like, you sons of bitches? I'm tired of your crap!
The way to derail that kind of response, that kind of consciousness, is by creating like total chaos in your country. And the second that happens, the second it's dangerous to drive on I-95 or I-5, then people can't think clearly at all. And they just become purely reactive.
Or have COVID lockdowns.
And
put masks on little kids.
Exactly. And I think you've described the Trump record right. Like, moving in the right direction, flaws, but moving in the right direction. The way to derail all of that is not the midterm elections. It's some kind of civil strife. Do you think that's coming?
Well, Russia was right to lead off with. I didn't know we were going to lead off with, but I think that was the most important thing. We didn't really talk much before this. And the next place I wanted to go was the Podesta plan.
What is the Podesta plan?
Well, when I talk about this, I get chills because in August of 2020, Breitbart wrote about it, the Daily Caller wrote about it, but the New York Times wrote about it first. And Podesta does this big Democrat Party war game.
Which Podesta? John
Podesta.
Former White House Chief of Staff, yep.
Absolutely. And then later the climate czar for Biden, or divvying up the climate money, stealing it. He comes out of this huge report. They published the whole thing. And I'm reading like this, it was like 70 pages or something. And they say, if Trump wins in 2020, this is in August, months before, which they were able to steal it, so he didn't. He said, we're going to have Western states secede. We're going to have blue cities secede, but we'll start with the Western states, California, Oregon, and Washington. And we'll call it over migrants and sanctuary cities and healthcare at first, which they're now doing. I'm getting chills because it's all happening. Like you go to a play and you're reading, the next act is this. And Romeo and Juliet, it's all right there. And they say, if he wins, we will say it's illegitimate. We will have blue states first secede and that they're going to be sanctuary cities for the illegals. Then when there's civil unrest, which they'll furnish, Trump will send the National Guard, and then there'll be a massacre of the migrants. And then we will kick off a civil war. Then all the blue cities across the country will secede. Then New York, Massachusetts, and others will secede. And we'll form what we call the Western Alliance. And we will then, the U.S. military will be with us, because they control the generals, people that think that Don't think otherwise. That was Trump's big mistake. He found out.
Energy is starting
Most
to fade
fast.
fast.
Listen,
I don't know if I have anything left to attack with. This doesn't look good.
I realize all you say is want to fight, but fighting is useless. Of course, you are superior like me, and that is why I took the liberty of wiping out your kind.
Listen to me. Is that all that you have? Where's your Saiyan pride?
But I never was a Saiyan.
Nonsense! What are you taught? You can't deny your heritage.
Vegeta, right now it doesn't matter what I am. Forget about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish we had better news for you, but it looks like the next Lindsey Graham has been chosen.
Yep. Demoralizing for sure.
Yeah.
It's another kick in the nuts, man.
But, I mean, what else did we expect? I kind of had this feeling. I predicted this on Suleiman yesterday. By no means was I wishing for it. I encourage people to donate to him. But, I mean, we live in an occupied nation. What do you expect? They spent, like AIPAC and the other one spent like $15 million.
Yeah.
And, I was over at my grandparents' house last night and they're watching Fox News and they had Hannity on, right? And at the middle, like during the ad break, there's an ad, a political ad, literally for the data center.
Oh my God.
Not for a candidate, not for, somebody running for office or anything, not for a campaign, for the data center. So we're cooked because of the
living in hell, dude.
Yeah, it's really bad. Because like this shows the power of the boomer. And this is what I always talk about. This is what I always refer to. And people like laugh at me and they say, hey, so youth are in on it too, buddy. But it's really the Fox News only households of people that are over 65 years old that live in this deep red district. And, being a Republican to them means that they have a quarterback, and that quarterback's name is Donald Trump. And you may not like the quarterback, but you subscribe to the team. Like Jack put it the best way I've ever heard it. And I love saying it. Like they live in Christian nationalist city, but it's Judeo-Christian nationalist city. It's not what they think it is. So what else are we supposed to do?
Declare war on the boomers at this point.
Yeah, peacefully, politically.
I don't know anymore.
Here's the thing, but they've declared war on the country. And when they make choices like this, first off, so obviously blood red, ruby red, whatever you want to say, but do you think that the Democrat will pose any challenge to Gallrein, or do you think he just steamrolls? They just keep pumping more money in because they got infinite amount of it, and he just moves on. He's literally the next Lindsey Graham.
I think, honestly, to be real with you, I think that because just like seeing from what I'm posting and reading what people are saying, I think a lot of people are going to vote Democrat just to spite, man, which is not good also.
Massie speaking, where is that live? Is that live on his X? I don't think that's live on his X. Massie speaking now. For those of y'all that are tuning in, Massie has apparently lost the primary to Ed Gallrein.
He needs to run as an independent.
Yeah, he does. He does. Oh, he's talking.
Down. Elon Musk found out it was easier to land a rocket backwards. It was easier to get a car to drive itself. It was easier to put internet on Antarctica than it was to cut $100 of spending in Washington, D.C. It's a tough problem, but we're not going to give up on that either. Maha. Is anybody here for Maha? Does anybody want to eat poison? Do you want the government telling you what to eat? Do you want the government telling you to put a needle in your arm? I don't either. That's why I've been fighting all of that stuff. We need food freedom. We need medical freedom. We need all of those freedoms. And we need basic decency. We need basic decency. That's what the Epstein Files Transparency Act was all about. By the way, today is the 6-month anniversary of the Epstein Files Transparency Act. We've taken out 24 CEOs, an ambassador, a prince, a prime minister, a minister of culture. And that was just 6 months. I got 7 months left in Congress. Wait, hey, when did bipartisanship become a dirty word in this country? It never should be. By the way, I'm not even sure that I'm bipartisan. Bi means you like both. I might be trans-partisan because I can't identify with either some days. That's the great thing about the polls being closed. I can't run an ad where I claim to be trans. Transpartisan, thank you very much. I don't know which cloakroom to go in. So, but look, if you know, I bet you've been through, some of you studied political science. By the way, that's not a real science. I'm a political science denier. If you're already halfway through that degree, double major in theater and call it political theater. Then you can serve on the oversight committee, the judiciary committee. You can be on the whip team. What's the difference between a used car salesman and a member of the whip team? The used car salesman knows when he's lying. They go around telling everybody, oh, that good stuff's in the bill. Oh, that bad stuff's not in the bill. I don't blame them. They haven't read the bill. They're not lying. They don't know they're lying. Anyways, bipartisanship, we need to bring this country together. It is not, there's too much of the uniparty in Washington, D.C. What we need is a unity party. Look, we ran a race that you can be proud of. You have to apologize to nobody tomorrow for anything you did. And we kept smiling the whole time. When I was called a moron at the prayer breakfast, I said, I'm glad I'm in his prayers. That would be my advice to you all. Don't dig in. Don't get mad. Don't even try to get even. Just stay on your course. Get our stuff done. Get the things you care about done. We weren't really running against Ed Gallrein. We weren't running against Donald Trump. We were running for what we believe in. Listen, if you always vote with the president, if the legislative branch always votes with the president, we do have a king. If the legislative branch always votes whichever way the wind is blowing, then we have mob rule. But if the legislative branch and the representatives and the senators that serve with it always follow the Constitution, we have a republic. USA.
Dude, they got to get that baby out of there.
I was thinking the same thing, bro.
That's not cool, bro. That's
It's not church,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why did? Why?
And like, not cool for the audience. I can tell as a speaker, it's bothering him.
Oh yeah, you could see him like cringe up a little bit.
Yeah.
Mossad baby.
Loud ones in the front. I could have heard you in the back. Listen, I want to leave you with this. Oh, wait. I want to have a toast. Does anybody have their glasses? If you don't, I saw a few glasses. Okay. This is the one scandal. This is the one scandal they never figured out on me.
Raw milk? Legend.
I get my milk from the Amish cartel. And I don't pay for it with Federal Reserve notes. I trade peaches for dairy. And what I want to do is this is a toast in honor of my late wife. I introduced a raw milk bill, and a milk lobby came after me viciously. They said there wouldn't be enough hospitals for all the kids that would be sick and dying if we had raw milk. But the problem with that is it's already legal in a bunch of states, and I've been drinking it for years. So my late wife's Google alerts were going off. She was getting all this bad press about me up there in Washington, D.C., and she was worried for me. And I've got a pretty thick skin, but she texted me one of those stories, and she said, OMG, I didn't realize the lactose lobby was so intolerant. So let's have a drink. I decided before today that we were going to win or lose today, and we would win either way, whether because I'm again. You know, when I try to tell my grandson to be quiet tonight, he is not going to listen. He'd probably be saying, Massie, Massie. Here's what I want to leave you with. We won. We won because we started a movement. We showed people that if you're under 50, you want to save this country. But what happened today?
One of the worst crowds I've ever seen. Like not in terms of size, like they're there. They're horrible, bro.
Yeah.
I get that it's a political event. I've seen plenty of these before. They are cramping his style, dude.
Yeah, they're going a little wild.
Was God's will. It couldn't happen if God didn't want it to. So our job, and I'm not going to make any announcements tonight. I'm going to go back, have me a medical margarita. I'll hang out and party with you all. You know, I don't drink recreationally. I have medical margaritas. I even have a medical margarita card.
Oh.
But what happened today, what happened tonight was God's will. And we have to figure out what was the purpose of having the biggest fight ever. Biggest fight ever. Why did it converge on one of 435 congressional seats right here in Kentucky? What was God's purpose? What is he showing us tonight? We're just getting started. I like that. What happens in 2028? You want me to run for Congress again? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh shit.
Just announce it, Unc. Just say you're.
Oh shit.
Come on.
All right, well, you made a compelling argument. You spoke your piece, but I need a medical margarita right now. And we'll talk about it later. Thank you and God bless.
Thomas Massie.
Wow. We need it. We need it. It's our last hope, bro. Last hope. If we can make it to there.
He rallied at the end. That was pretty rough. I'm gonna be honest. Like you could tell, like he was pained by what had happened for sure. And the crowd, it is not about you. Okay. Like it is not a time to like scream like the F word and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know who's in there though.
I know. And I know those are core people and stuff too. And like I appreciate that. I'm not hating on anyone that's there. I'm not a voter in this section, right? But like I'm trying to make a very important point here as like let a man cut a promo.
For sure.
Like
for sure, yeah. Yeah. It's just like they think they're at like a baseball game or something, you know?
Yeah.
Just let the man's talk, but
so the margin here is pretty crazy, right? Because this wasn't even close. And now not a lot of people live there, so the margin is like 6,000 or whatever, but that's still, you know, he won by 9%.
Yeah, dude. I was watching a couple different people. I think it was Zach Foss, like he was like going around talking to like actual voters and whatnot. And he said like a lot of the people were obviously older people. And he said a lot of them were like actually repeating what they heard on the ads.
Scary. And we're going to play some of those ads tonight so people can get an idea. They ran AI ads of him with AOC and Ilhan Omar, people he had never been with a day in his life. They made fake videos of him eating with them, getting into cars with them. Sue me if it's not true. You guys are the people that deserve to be sued. Like, it's outrageous what they did. I mean, Laura Loomer coming out with that woman. It's like, I had consent with Thomas Massie, and afterwards he told me to work at Target, and that's abuse. Like, you have that to deal with.
Yo, it just showed though, like all that, like Thomas Massie's just a real fucking dude, bro. Like,
sure. Well, the thing
he's
is,
like one of the homies.
Well, it's just a regular guy, and like that's what we need. We just
that's
need
what we want.
We want a regular. It's like idiocracy. We just need like a normal dude to go in there, and nobody's perfect. Everyone's made mistakes. He's not a pedophile. He's not a criminal. He cares about America. He cares about the Constitution. Cares about the budget. That's good enough for me. And
exactly.
So, and it's like literally everybody. And I've talked to a lot of people, both left and right now. The term limits thing. They are like everyone seems to get antsy about that for some reason. I think I know why. It's because they want careers in government. But the age limit thing, I mean, people understand this, man. And you know, it looks like it's like the groundhog, right? When the groundhog shows the shadow, does that mean 4 more weeks of winter, or does that mean summer comes quicker? What is it? You know,
when he sees his shadow, I believe that's summer comes quicker.
Okay, so this is like every one of these elections, we're watching and waiting for the groundhog to come out. and we're waiting for the groundhog to not see his shadow, I guess.
Yeah.
Because like seeing the shadows, like the boomer is still there, right? I hate to be this discriminatory, and I'm really not trying to be, but I have to be honest, right? It's like we got one group of people in this population of American citizens that vote for this insane World War III draft shit over and over. You know what? I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all, because the boomers out there, the vast majority of them that are voting in these elections, sorry to the people out there that are older and respect me and watch the show. I call you elders, not boomers. These boomers support a draft where I'm going to go get killed. Okay. So like, fuck them, honestly. And everyone's like, you need to respect your elders. You do X, Y, Z. When have my elders respected me? When did they leave me?
They don't care about us at all.
I'm talking about my family. I just talk about kind of like the older population in general.
Yeah,
they voted for wars. They voted for death. They voted for empire. And now we've ended up here. It's not a big surprise, folks.
Yeah. You know what someone called me the other day? An ageist.
Wow.
I've never even heard of this. It's a new one, I guess.
Dude,
like, you're a sexist ageist.
Dude, it's so crazy because like it really comes down to like, do they have social media or not? And then maybe there's like a quarter of a chance that they turn out to be like they're rational and they understand what's going on in the world right now because of the time period in which they grew up, the 50s, 60s, 70s, right? Not 70s, 50s and 60s specifically. They consider America to be, you know, this unmatched scientific and military power, right? We're like, they just automatically assume that we can win any war that we enter, that we can do whatever we want, that we can treat whatever country however we want, just because of the nature that we are America and we are the best. Well, that's not true anymore. Okay. That hasn't been true for like a decade. Okay. China, number one. Like that's the reality. All right. And the Chinese have allowed our system to continue because they profit off of it. And they're also not saying they're good people, as in like the government's not good. It's very bad, but they're also nonviolent in their approach. They would rather watch us kill ourselves than have to do it themselves. They're
strategic.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's just like, that's like 4 or 5 levels above what the boomer on the TV knows about politics, because the boomer on TV thinks that, you know, we destroyed Iran's military and that Iran looks like, you know, like a Prince of Persia or something.
Yeah. Well, they have Jesse Waters like telling them that every night, you know, like, oh, I love that Jesse Waters. Like,
dude, all these people are like criminals, in my opinion. And
they're traitors. They're traitors.
It's really disturbing. Like, you have to know better about old people. You really do. But I guess the thing is the world is so fake that it begins to feel like it's real because it doesn't approximate reality in any way. So when you're in that world forever, you consider that world to be reality. And then reality is in fact the thing that you want to be separated from.
That's a good point.
I think that's where with a lot of the media. I mean, I saw this guy. I keep seeing this guy. I don't know who he is really. And that's not like a dig at anybody. I'm a fucking nobody, right? But like I saw this Matt Fording guy and he interviewed Harrison, right? He did like a sit down interview with Harrison. And he has just been out there like all day, along with like 1,000 other people, you know, doing the anti-Massie propaganda and stuff and just dunking on him over and over and over again. And it's like, what's your motivation to do that? Because the reason why I tweet so much is I'm super pissed off about the war, the spending, my disenfranchisement, and the genocides. That's why I tweet so much. But like, are you really that engaged on dunking on Massie? Like, do you really support that? And Andrew Wilson, oh, this is a great example. I'm going to have to go look this up and see if he's replied back to it. But he made a post and it was like, just like, why do you assume, and it was like a quote tweet of somebody. He's like, why do you assume that voting for Gallrein is a vote for the Epstein class or for Jeffrey Epstein or something Jeffrey Epstein would have liked? I think I'm paraphrasing. And everybody else had a reply. He's in there. He's commenting instantly. He's getting his lick back, doing his whatever. And then I'm like, Ed Gallrein supports a national draft, which is something that Jeffrey Epstein would very much so support. Yeah. And then I noticed I don't get a reply. You see?
He's scared, buddy.
I want to check because maybe there has been a reply, and I don't want to put that on Hood, but you can check my replies, or not. You can check my I think quote. Yeah, no, it is in my replies, and we can figure that out. But it's this thing with these people, man, where like I don't understand how you get. I understand for him because he's a debater, and like he just wants to be and be like the 9,000 IQ or whatever.
Yeah. Mega mind
reason. Like some of these people are just pure propagandists. I mean, what have you been saying?
Well, I think that they're like the violin players on the Titanic. You know what I mean? It's like they're celebrating themselves going to die into the icy cold waters, you know, because this is just another hit, another notch in the old belt for the Israel party to take over our country and push for in my opinion, a Bolshevik revolution. It came out today as well that there's going to be a tour going around about anti-Semitism. I don't know if you saw that, but
what?
Yeah, they're doing an anti-Semitism tour. Todd Blanche is hosting it to 14 different cities, and it's going to be teaching people what the laws are around anti-Semitism. So Ed Gallrein is owned by these same people that are going to push these laws and do these things, these Noah Hyde laws. And you know what? At this point, it's like, if we don't fight, whatever. I'm not gonna get into a conversation like that.
Here's the thing. I got the wrong background behind me. Give me 1 second, because I don't want to lose sponsors. All right. Disappeared.
Respect.
Yeah. All right.
I'll tone it down.
No. You're good. I want to make a comment. Okay. You know, the faggots weren't nearly as bad. Okay? Like with the acrylic nails in the White House is not, 1/10 as bad as this shit right now. We're like, I'm having the gefilte fish at the White House. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, bro.
Like, why does there have to be a paranoid, like, lunatic power block that controls Washington? And why does it have to be either, like Alphabet Mafia or, total Israel?
I mean, when you really break it down, they're kind of the same thing.
I guess so, but we deserve, or we got to give people on the left more credit. At least I do, because the anti-colonial thing, at least they're more consistent on that than we are on our anti-war beliefs.
Dude, I totally agree with that. And I used to talk a lot of shit, and I'm sure I'm gonna get people talking shit about me if you've been saying this, but like about like Dean Withers and like those kids. But honestly, dude, like they were kind of right. Like Harris, what's his name? Harry Sisson, they're obviously plants and shills themselves, but
we can't forget what these people did for the last administration. Like they're parrots of a different color.
Yeah,
dude, I should write that book, Parrots of a Different Color. That's a good, solid.
That.
I love words. I use the best words. No one believes it, but people are saying I use the best words. It's true. President Xi said, and I said, I don't know what that means, sir. I don't speak Asian. Okay. All right, a little fun. But look at this. So look at these votes, and Ed Gallrein got just under 40,000 votes. And then we look at the Democrat at 20,000. There's no way that these many people are going to swing independent. He'd have to run as an independent.
I think he probably will if he doesn't.
I don't know, because like you got to do one of two things, right? You either run as an independent and you're like, fuck you guys, you're going to have to waste the same amount of money again to get me out of here again, which I think they would do, sadly. Or he steps away, recalibrates, goes off into the wilderness and finds MTG, and then they start building something.
Very true. Very true. Plus, he did say he has 7 months left, so he's going to probably crash and burn every single thing that he possibly can.
He's going to crash out.
Well, you saw they actually passed the War Powers Act in Senate, and it's because of Bill Cassidy, who just got primaried.
Let's talk about that. I'm going to go ahead and get that up. Oh, did he? Okay, so he's lashing out.
Yeah. He finally voted against Trump because I guess he got primaried by him, so he voted against Trump for the Iran war. So now it's going to go to the House, and I'm sure Trump's going to veto it anyway because he's a faggot.
Those midterms, bro. I ain't voting. I'm not voting.
Hell no. I'm not. Nah.
Bro, fuck the Republican Party. I can't wait for them to get washed out. I can't wait for them to be destroyed. I was never a Republican. I was always 1776. I've always been an independent. I've always been a libertarian, more type-minded guy. But more so now, I don't subscribe to any political ideology other than stopping the wars and getting the boomers out of our government.
I mean, do you think we make it at 28?
Yeah, I do. I do. I think Trump is about to initiate strikes again. I think he's going to, really send us hurtling into, some sort of Great Recession, depression event. And I think we're going to snap back.
But you don't think people will start a civil war?
No, that's why, dude. Here's the thing: it's like this is a pain game, and people hate hearing me say this. And I saw it in the chat. You say like peacefully, politically, non-violently. Stop saying that. Like whatever. And I don't agree with what the guy said. The thing is we have to keep showing up because one day they're not going to be able to show up. It's like strip poker, right? And they keep winning these rounds, but they're the ones that have to take the clothes off. And
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? When the emperor has flows. Like when it's truly fucked, and Trump is the image of it being truly fucked, I think someone like a Massie and MTG, they'll have that opportunity because JD Vance and Rubio, when they run in 2028, and they will be either one of them will be coordinated by the party, president and vice president. I think they're going to get destroyed because that same hatred for the Iraq war will be there tenfold. People are shit's going to be so bad.
Yeah, I think we're about to see that though from this Massie situation already, to be honest with you. I think this is going to be a huge thorn in Trump's side. I think a lot of people, because even whatever, like we know the Kentucky area where Massie's at is all boomers, but everybody else around the country loves Thomas Massie. Anybody that's actually America first, anybody that's actually Maha, anybody that actually has a moral compass that isn't some shill or a MAGA boomer loves Thomas Massie. And now they can fully see that our country is completely occupied, that congressmen, Senate, and presidents could be bought by Israel.
Yeah, after 8 attempts, the U.S. Senate has finally advanced a war powers resolution limiting military activities against Iran, passing 50-47. Key details: 4 Republicans crossed the aisle to vote yes: Susan Collins, Bill Cassidy, Lisa Murkowski, and Rand Paul. And we got the golem. We got Fetterman coming in, like the golem from Clash Royale, broke ranks to vote against the resolution.
Of course.
He's the war pig, you see.
Yeah.
And they're like, Hannity's like, the Democrats lost their minds. Fetterman's the only one I trust. And it's a cartoon. Dude, you turn on Fox News, and if like you're educated and you're wearing the glasses from They Live, it is a complete comedy. It would be funny, if people weren't dying.
Yeah. I refuse to do it.
You refuse the boomer programming?
Can't, dude. I saw my dad, because my dad just retired recently, and he was like watching. I was like, shut it off immediately. It's like, you're gonna get boomer brain. It's gonna happen fast.
I'm gonna do it to you. You ready to
oh no.
I mean, look at this guy, bro. He looks like Emperor Palpatine. He looks like the fucking monkey from Planet of the Apes, Caesar.
He looks like Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Leatherface ass
Very
motherfucker.
rare. And Laura, this sends a message to the entire Republican Party.
Sing Heil if you are! Sing Heil! Like that's the message it sends about Trump, by the way.
And indeed, the entire country, as I was saying before, that the power of the Trump brand to motivate voters, in this instance, 12-year incumbent beaten by a newcomer because of the Trump endorsement. And I think my party...
It's not because of the endorsement. It's because of the fucking money. Miga, are you kidding me?
Come on, dude. I haven't watched Fuentes in a while, and I watched him last night, and he said this exact thing would happen.
Yeah,
they would say Trump.
Yeah. My collar's blue, my neck's red. Been working like a dog just to keep my family fed. Living off energy drinks and Marlboro Reds. This gas station food's gonna cause my death. Yeah, exactly, dude. Literally, and it'll be a person like that's what he's portraying himself as. He's going, my collar's blue, my
yeah.
He's got tens of millions of AIPAC foreign lobby money, and he's just diving into it like Scrooge McDuck and swimming through it. It's so crazy. And they did this thing where, and I have this in my Google Doc, and I'm going to go find it and pull it up after we play this clip. It's another Fox News clip where they're interviewing Ed, and the guy is like, and Massie has outspit you 2-1. Isn't that true? And Ed's like, that's right. He's outspit.
Liars.
But he's a total fucking liar because they're talking about small dollar donations, not PAC money. And they have a graphic up on the screen where it shows Massie's donations versus Gallrein's, and then at the bottom it has the total that includes PAC money, implying that Massie also got all the other money for the boomer retard audience.
That's disgusting.
It's fucking fraud. It's election fraud is what it is. It's defamation of the American public. It's psychological warfare operation ran for profit. That's what it is. And we have to start calling it what it is. Like, this is no different than Kim Jong-un's personal news channel.
True. Very true.
In fact, it may in fact be worse. They may be more critical in North Korea than they are of Trump and the Republican Party on Fox News.
Well, here's the thing, because Trump has the spiritual effect as well. He's chosen by God. Right. Kim Jong-un doesn't really have that. He's just like a leader, like a war criminal, whatever you want to call him. But over here, Trump
No,
is like,
Cyrus. He's Cyrus from Judeo-Christian lore.
yeah. So it's like, how do you beat that when you have people that are under like two kind of illusions, like him as a president, but him also as a deity?
Excellent point. Excellent point.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Golden statues and all that. Like, how do you beat that?
No, exactly. Like the idolatry is really insane. And we always knew this about Trump, about the golden toilets and stuff like that. But you think like there's a line where it stops, right? There's no line where it stops, folks. And he literally, any photo of like Saddam Hussein, like holding up his fist and shit, like the traditional way they do like those dictator statues.
Yeah.
That's literally what they have for Trump.
Yeah. Hopefully we drag that one across the fucking highways as well.
Let's go ahead and play this now.
It's very rare. And Laura, this sends a message to the entire Republican Party and indeed the entire country, as I was saying before, that the power of the Trump brand to motivate voters, in this instance, 12-year incumbent beaten by a newcomer because of the Trump endorsement. And I think my party would make a very big mistake underestimating the power of the Trump brand and the fact that, as you say correctly, he has not lost a primary yet. He wins Louisiana. He wins the Kentucky Senate primary. And now this key House race. So I don't think this can be overestimated, Laura.
Yeah, and
it's very...
Okay, we played that. And I'm going to find the AI ads. We're going to get into a lot of it and more. And Anthony has prepared an excellent Google Doc. We're going to show you just exactly who Ed Gallrein is and what he supports, because nobody knows. Like, you know, the people that know the least about it actually are not the people on social media talking about this. They're the boomers that got convinced to vote for him via Fox News. So we're going to get into that. We're going to cover it. Anthony, I want you to tell them about Ungovernable Project. Tell them about beef tallow. Tell them about why they should be using it. Of course, if you can afford it, if it's in your budget, tell them why you're the best deal. You're the best guy around.
Well, first off, I want to tell you guys, starting Thursday to Monday, we are having 15% off Memorial Day weekend sale. So if you want to wait, go get it then. I suggest that. But tallow is the best thing that you could be cooking with. Get rid of the seed oils. This is what's giving you inflammation. It's giving you all kind of problems. You want to cook with real fat that God gave us, and we make some of the best fat around. It's made from 100% grass-fed, pasture-raised suet. That's the fat that surrounds the kidneys. It has the most dense nutrition profile with vitamins A, D, E, and K. It's high in CLA, and it just makes your food taste better. It gives you a more of a satiated feeling instead of a bloated feeling, and it just puts a nice crisp on your steak. It makes your eggs run better. It's just a delicious cooked meal. But we also sell it for skincare. So all of our skincare is made with real raw ingredients, from orange peels to frankincense to actual wildflowers. We put real ingredients into our
right,
skincare.
And that's no essential oils, because the thing people have to understand about this, so like I'm a big fan of your Wiseman's gift, and when you first gave this to me, I didn't understand its purpose. But the thing is, this stuff is basically like the same thing that your skin needs to moisturize already. So when you put this on, it literally, like after like a few hours, if you use a moderate amount, it's going to like sink through your skin and actually absorb through, and then you're not going to have that layer on top. Every single other kind of like lotion or face cream or moisturizer that I've ever used is like a chemical putty almost, or like, you know, like a goo. And we don't want that. This is clearly all natural, what we're designed to use. And because it has the whole ingredients, the whole frankincense, the whole myrrh, all of it, because it's whole and not an essential oil, that respects the plant and prevents monocropping. And it also makes it such, when you apply like, you know, like a teaspoon or like half a teaspoon of this stuff to your face, your whole body is going to smell like frankincense. It's going to smell like myrrh because it's going to get in.
Yeah, it's non-cotomagenic, so it actually goes through your pores instead of these petro-based products like Rex was talking about, which is just literally just caking up your skin, giving you acne and all kind of things. But yeah, so if you guys want to get anything, if you don't want to spend the money tonight, you want to wait for the 15% off, then Thursday through Monday, you have the chance to get everything off, 15% off, no code needed. Just go on there and shop.
Beautiful. We love that. And that's theungovernableproject.com. Amazing. Both me and Anthony are supplement manufacturers and shippers. I mean, tallow manufacturer and shipper. I'm a supplement white labeler and shipper. I have the best CBD in the world, guaranteed. You got to get some and try it at the best price you're ever going to see. Okay. This is a 1,500 milligram full spectrum tincture, CBD tincture, that combines melatonin and blue chamomile. Each dropper, half ml and a full ml, is 25 to 50 milligrams of full spectrum CBD, 3 to 6 milligrams of melatonin, and then 50 to 100 milligrams of German CO2 extracted blue chamomile. You want to get Dreamwave PM blend because it's the best deal, it's the best quality, and you're going to get the best result from it. Here's why. Specifically, I've seen other blends that combine melatonin and CBD online. They typically run you like 50, 60 bucks, whatever. When you buy this one, however, it's got the German CO2 extracted blue chamomile in it, and it makes it optimal for sublingual absorption. In other words, in layman's terms, it tastes great, so you can leave it under your tongue for a prolonged period of time. And the thing about oil-based CBD, it's great. Everybody uses it. They have great results from it. It's only about 10 to 20% bioavailable. You just take it and drink it up. Or if you put it in a drink or water, orange juice, whatever, and just drink it. You have to leave it under your tongue for at least 15 minutes to get that full bioavailability, that full effect. That's with the oil-based, not water-based. I also have nano to get around that if you're not a fan of that whole process. But I think you're going to be a fan of the process when you try this. When you get this, the first night, what I want you to do, brush your teeth, wash your mouth out, go lie down in bed, and put a half dropper, half of an ml, under your tongue. That's going to be 3 milligrams of melatonin, 25 milligrams full spectrum CBD, and then 50 milligrams of the German CO2 extracted blue chamomile. It's going to taste amazing. It's going to taste like blueberry muffins meets your grandma's favorite like sleepy time tea. You're going to basically go off to dreamland, and then you're going to wake up feeling so incredibly refreshed because melatonin isn't just something that puts you to sleep. Everybody that should be using it should be using it. If you tolerate it well, I think that's you. It's such a powerful antioxidant, and all of its metabolites are such powerful antioxidants. And after the age of 25 specifically, you start to produce less and less and less of it over time. That's a part of the aging process, okay? And there's nothing negative about supplementing with melatonin as you get older. You could kind of even think of it as TRT, but you don't lose the ability to produce it naturally, okay? I've been taking melatonin literally my entire life. There are many long periods, many months long periods where I'll forget to take it and start taking it again. It's totally safe. Everyone that's a fear monger on it, you know, as long as you're using a reasonable amount, which is in this formula, 3 to 6 milligrams, you can hardly go wrong. Of course, ask your doctor if you have any prior medical conditions that would exclude you from that general population for it being a healthy thing. And of course, that's not the only thing I have on Jones CBD. Of course, I have the Ultra Green Nano CBD formula from JonesCBD.com. This is super popular. People love it. It nukes, minor little issues, got a little, antioxidant need because you got some excess inflammation. This will really take care of it for you. My grandma loves this after she gets done swimming. It's water soluble, which means it's emulsified within a lectin layer. Okay. So when you take this, you don't have to leave it under your tongue. In fact, it tastes quite strong. So I take it with some orange juice or some water, but you're going to feel it. You're going to feel that anti-anxiety, anxiolytic type stuff that CBD is known for. Anecdotally, you're going to feel that in about, 5-10 minutes once you take this product. So I highly recommend it. It's also got chlorophyll in there to increase its antioxidant potential and really tamp down on all the free radicals. And then this Ultra Chill AM blend, you notice how it's late in the day. I was streaming for 3 hours this morning. Look at me. Y'all look into the camera. I was streaming for 3 hours this morning. Okay. I was in here from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. I was in here an hour before prepping the show, getting things ready, getting things done. I've been working all day. I've been doing stuff all day. I took like a 30-minute nap. I took a half dropper of this product. I took a half dropper of Ultra Chill PM at like 9 a.m. in the morning or whenever it was. I took it during the show, like 10 a.m., whatever. I am still going strong. I am still ready to compete. I am ready to win. And we're going to do a much longer show. We're going to take calls and get into all Anthony's great information. I don't want to rattle on too long, but at the same time, you have to understand, I make these products because they're incredible and because you should be taking them to get these amazing effects that are all natural and holistic. So go ahead and go to JonesCBD.com and check out either one of these formulas. Try out a couple of them if you can afford it, of course. But if you're that person, and I talk to people all the time that are spending hundreds of dollars a month on supplement products, why not try one of mine? Each one has at least 3 ingredients in it. Why not give it a shot? Anthony, what do you think? Really quick, we're going to go back to the show. What do you think?
No, I love it, man. Like we create these products for people, not for ourselves, you know, not for monetary gain, but to actually give people something that they could be getting results from. You know, that's what it's all about. And that's why we do it handcrafted. We source the best stuff. And Jones CBD is next level, especially the ultra chill. Like if you guys want, like he said, a nice energy boost, feeling good, not having ailments in your body and pains and stuff, that's the way to rock, man.
And look, I wrote this FAQ. I wrote this FAQ. So if you want to learn anything and everything about the products, it's literally all right there. It's literally all right there. Anything you want to know, if you email in, I will respond back, or someone will respond back quickly. And this will tell you everything, right? It's full spectrum, everything about it, about the effects, pain relief, stuff like that. You can read all about it in the FAQ. Everything is there available for you. And of course, that's jonescbd.com. I wish I was better at saying names together. I always mess them up. jonescbd.com. And of course, got to do it. Somebody had to do it. Somebody had to bring it back. All right. Where's the wig? Where's the wig at? Okay.
It's like the Green Goblin mask.
Yeah, I can't. It's like the Black Spider-Man outfit. I can't stop putting it on. You know, somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. And it had to be me. You know, I had to tell my audience about Knockout Sleep Support, available at 50%off.com. I said 50%off.com. That's an incredible deal. I should have given Miriam Adelson that. She wouldn't have had to spend so much money. Ha ha ha. You know, if that's a good joke, if you find that to be funny, if I bring you any joy, if I warm your night or day in any way, I want you to go to 50%off.com and see if you're interested in this. If you're somebody that's drug tested or you're older, don't want to take something so strong as a CBD, I've got this. Everyone should be taking it. Sold hundreds of thousands of units over the years. Just top level product. Of course, I've also got toothpaste on here and skincare on here. I've got the Nano Silver Wound Gel as well. I've got the oral care. I've got toothpaste in here. Like literally, look at me. Like I sell anything and everything I can that's high quality in a consumable context for people in like the nutritional supplement space and also like the wellness space, right? Like that's what I've been doing since I was like 8, since I was carrying around longevity boxes with my granddad going door to door. So like for me, this is something that I actually have a lot of pride in a good way, not like the bad part of pride, but like, you know, I take honor in it. You know, it's my honor to present you with the best things possible. I would not sell you a subpar product. And I'm sitting here today because of my work over the past 5 years solo. Okay. A lot of people don't know this about me. I'll give a little breakdown. So I left InfoWars in 2020 because of this guy. Because I went to a GOP event and I saw the foreshadowing of what's happening now in the Republican Party. Okay. I didn't want to be a part of it. I used the PA system on the battle tank to call them all frauds and to say, this is why you're never going to win another election again. Because I saw women twerking in the street to MAGA rap and MAGA salsa music. And I was just like, this is over. And I took, you know, years off from politics and I spent those years building 50% off, building these businesses, building Jones CBD. And I come back in because of the Ukrainian war, and then the Iran war envelops, and the total, you know, occupation of our government envelops, and I'm just here, right? So being here in the studio, you know, literally 7+ days a week, I'm filming, I think, a full day out of the week. I think I'm doing 23 hours a week right now in studio live, not live directly to you. Here's the thing. I'm still running my business, formulating things for people, manufacturing things for people, shipping things for people outside of all of that. So when I talk about these stores, when I talk about 50, when I talk about Jones CBD, when I talk about your ungovernable project, because we're going to work together more in the future. When I talk about all this stuff, I am trying to give you guys a way to support me if you want to see me do more of this. I will do as much of this as you guys want me to do. Okay. And if you want me to do it, go buy the products, because I can barely pay rent and things are very hard and very expensive. I'm already having to downsize. I'm having to do all these things. A lot of people think, oh, his dad, whatever. Notice how I don't have a show on AJN Live. That is not because I don't want a show on AJN Live. Notice how I don't want one. Or notice how I don't have one, right? So I'm out here thugging it out by myself. I have amazing products that I've literally spent the past half decade creating this entire product line at jonescbd.com, at 50%off.com, and all the websites. I need you guys to go out there and support them. I really need you guys to go out there and support these websites, because if I don't get support for this, I can't really do what I'm doing right now. And I do not want to go join a network. I've been getting crazy offers. Okay. Like Banana Town. Okay, like Donkey Kong Golden Banana Land, like that literally. Okay, people would say, "We'll give you 10 grand a month, whatever you want." And I'm sitting here and I'm like, dude, I don't care about the money at all. I just want to be able to live and do my show and speak my truth. And I don't want to sell out. I don't want to have to do any of those things. So if I can't run the supplement business and I'm doing this, I'm just going to have to, stop doing the show for a while and figure it out. And like, I don't want to have to do that. So if you guys want to see me in here, you need to go to these websites and see if there's anything you're taking already that you could save money on from buying from me. Okay. I'm not asking you to buy anything randomly. Look at all the categories here. Okay. I got a ton of different ways that you can go and support. So if you want to do that, you can check out all the various products on all the various sites. Thank you for your time. Probably shouldn't have worn the Trump wig while I did that. It is what it is.
Also, with the capital, we could do a lot more products as well, which we want to do.
Yes. No, we want to do so much product development and research and development and all this cool stuff. And the thing is, with the economy and everything the way it is, I don't blame people at all if they can't afford it. But I guarantee if you're one of these people that is like in the like kind of wellness space, you take supplements, you take whatever, you're going to save money buying them from me. I mean, hold on. I'm sorry to do this real quick, but I got to do it. I got to tell the people. I mean, just look at Shroom Force, right? I mean, all these people, I talk to people at the farmer's market, Anthony, they're spending like $100 a month on mushroom coffees.
Bullshit ones too.
Complete bullshit. And I've got all the top ingredients at the top milligram dose with the top 4-to-1 extract all available, right? And like I keep the prices low by doing the manufacturing myself and the shipping myself. I can't afford to do that much longer if you guys don't check out the stores. I mean, Jones CBD does pretty good. Like people have figured out those products are there, and that's been like, a 2-3 year project at this point. People don't know about Shroom Force. Even when I plug it, they don't even go check out the store. I encourage you, just go see what's available. And hey, if you change your mind in a couple of weeks, you're like, hey, I heard about Lion's Mane in the video. I want to buy it. I'm going to have the best price. You're going to buy it from me. That's the deal. That's what I want to be. I want to give you budget premium. It's what I want to do.
Yeah, Shroom Force is incredible. We love it.
Yeah, no, indeed. But enough of that. What did you find out researching Gallrein? Because obviously we know he's pro-draft, which is, just like, that's like being pro, like total death of the planet, like World War III. But besides that, what else did you learn about Gallrein?
There's also questionable things about his stance on 2A.
Okay, I'm going to pull that up.
Which is very scary, guys.
Yeah,
especially if you're running as a Republican in Kentucky, in comparison to Massie, who sent out a Christmas card with him and his family like holding RCP 90s and AR-15s. So
Ed Gallrein refused to complete the National Association for Gun Rights candidate survey distributed to congressional candidates on behalf of pro-gun voters. The survey asked straightforward questions on major Second Amendment issues, including expanded background checks, federal gun-free zones, and national constitutional carry legislation. Gallrein has had every opportunity to reassure gun owners by simply going on the record. Instead, he has refused to answer. That's the thing is I played this video of him. I'm going to go back in my old Google Doc. I got a ton on Gallrein as well. There's this lady that's literally calling him out in person. He just smiles and walks away. Not even like nobody's home. Like the lights.
He's a bot, dude. He's a bot.
Yeah. No, he is. He's a Zio bot. Gallrein has had every opportunity. He said he refused to answer. I already read that. Gun owners have seen the pattern before. Stage campaign photos with firearms, vague support the Second Amendment slogans, and carefully scripted talking points that disappear the moment pressure comes from Washington insiders. Yeah, he doesn't look like he's pro-gun. He thinks he's better than you because he was a fucking Navy SEAL that probably killed kids and shit. Like, that's the reality. This guy's probably, allegedly, not saying he did this, is my speculation. He probably, like gutted children in a foreign country on orders of, some fucking U.S. president vampire. So, like, this guy doesn't believe in your right to own a fucking firearm. He thinks that him, his security, and the police and the military are the only ones that are good enough to have them. Let's be very clear. And this is why, I don't fuck with like military people that think that they're God, because like it's very dangerous. And a lot of them are like midwit, like, like 110 IQ, and that's extremely dangerous.
Yeah, totally. I mean, this guy, he'll do anything just for money. Like, it's clear. We've seen that already. He's just a sock puppet.
Yeah.
So once the Israel lobby says, oh, it's time to start taking people's guns away, he'll be one of the ones to do it.
Yeah. Let's watch him talk about the draft. Cause like, this is the thing. Like I know what I'm going to talk about at Rage Against the War Machine now. I'm not even planning my speech. And of course I'm going to do the show and like think about what I'm going to say and write some stuff down. Well, I'm just going to walk up there and say, hey, I'm 23. They're about to send me off to go die for Netanyahu in Israel. Yeah. Like that's what I'm going to go say.
Great way to open up.
Like seriously. Well, let's play this. Like, fuck you, bro. Like, why don't you go piss up a rope? Why don't you go take a long walk off a short cliff politically nonviolently? Why do we have to see you in some fake podcast studio with 2x4s that are fucking painted with teal brown? Why do we got to see this shit?
In 1973, we moved away from conscription selective service and went to the all volunteer force.
Right.
And so that's been the most challenging few years since that transition. And that is a significant issue for national security. And now back to the question about, selective service and, the attitudes about it, I would offer there is a cultural issue and that it does appear we have a corrosion of our culture and the commitment to.
Who did that? Who did that? Who corrupted our culture? Who did that? Oh, the people that gave you money?
Same people. Yeah.
Dude, it's just like people. The thing is, it's just like the political trick where they have a big graph and they zoom in on a small portion of it. And because the small portion is going up, even though the big portion is going down, they just say, well, this is the data point. Like, yes, we do have an erosion of our culture. Who did that shit? MIGA, MIGA.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like, he looks like a fucking buzzard, man.
And this is aligning exactly with Palantir wants as well. Palantir also said they want a draft.
Dude, they love this guy. This is the Palantir candidate.
Yep.
This is the next dude. They just like a new Lindsey Graham has been coronated.
Straight up. Yeah, he came from the dust.
Dude, it's wild.
What our nation stands for. If you figure, we got to start selective service, we got to get them through all the in-processing, boot camp, training. You're talking months downstream.
Dude, I am going to go to Mexico and, hang out with all the hot Latinas and Islamistas and chill in a big house and stream and like have a show called Draft Dodger, literally. Like, just,
I love it.
Totally just go all in, total degen. Be like, no. You don't, ha. Literally, like the cartel will watch the show and be like, this is cool. So, like, literally, that's where we're at. Or it's Canada and the French women and the Indians. So, it's a real choice I have to make here.
Yeah, you got to go John McAfee status.
Yeah, well, not
while out.
Yeah, we don't want to end up that way. All right. All right, Pete, we're going to play it.
Do we really have that time anymore?
No.
Is that a deeply flawed concept?
Yeah.
See, they're rushing towards war. Like, that's the only thing on his mind is like, do we have enough time? Do we have enough time to select the last crop of American youth to go die war?
Disgusting.
Yeah, and so I want to be so clear. Like, him being a Navy SEAL, like, that might as well be a fucking refrigerator magnet. Like, it literally means nothing, dude. Like, it means nothing because what are we supposed to be proud about our Navy SEALs? That they protect America, that they protect our citizens, protect our people. You're not doing that, bro. You're not being a SEAL. You're being like
Yeah, exactly. That kind of SEAL.
The SEAL that he is, right?
Facts.
What would really happen if we had to go from what I call a cold start of a pending, world war? How fast and what would really happen if we had to re-implement selective service, i.e. the draft, train, equip, and prepare to deploy those forces? I'm not sure we have that kind of time anymore.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess Kentucky was cool with it, man.
I don't think they saw this.
Hey,
they saw AI ads.
Dude, I want to punt beer cans politically, non-violently in Minecraft at boomers' faces when I see stuff like this. Of course, I would never do such a thing like that. I'm not encouraging people to do that. But just imagine the satisfaction, like when this guy's walking down the street and he's like fantasized, about starting World War III and bringing the apocalypse around and all that. I imagine, if just like one brave 12-year-old, just hit him with a beer can. What a healing moment that would be for the country. Unfortunately, we're never going to get that because he's got private security that would probably kill that kid. And they would probably say, yeah, it's justified. So, that's the world that he wants to create. This guy believes in his right to have a gun, not your right to have a gun. This guy believes in his right to have money and not your right to have money. This guy is pro-death. He's pro-murder is what he is. Because here's the thing. I don't consent to go fight in your Jewish war. Okay, for Israel. I don't consent to that. So when I say I'm going to leave, I'm going to go away, I'm not the unpatriotic one. I'm actually the patriotic one because you betrayed America.
Yeah, no, our American flags need to turn to pirate flags. Straight up. It's time to start waving the black flags.
Let me read something real quick.
We're a nation in decline. Oh, yeah. But also, when you think about all this, man, I mean, we have to find a silver lining in there, and I think that this is going to motivate a lot of people to finally wake up and see what's in front of their faces. You know, that elections could be bought, that these people don't give a fuck about us, that they want to kill us and send us to war. I think, and also a big telling sign today was Donald Trump talking about the ballroom. Did you see that? Where he's like, "There's going to be a drone thing here, you clean air. There's a hospital." It's like, what are you guys fucking planning? What are you guys planning for us? You're gonna go hide and run and go stay in your bunkers and ballrooms. You're gonna send us off to foreign wars. Like we need to bring some kind of pressure, man.
I agree. I'm going to read this for people. Okay?
Yeah.
It's important. We need to pay attention.
Right. The speed and lethality. We want to stay in deterrent.
We need to pay attention to this stuff right now. 1 second. This is a Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, and that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. Do we consent to this, ladies and gentlemen? Do we consent to what's going on right now? Do we
Absolutely not.
Disinformation campaigns, tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars being spent to propagandize us? Do we consent to this? Do we consent to a foreign government taking us to war, instituting a draft to defend that foreign government? That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, like I just described, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. No more war, divestment from Israel, no more boomer politicians, term limits. Do you see what I'm saying here? That's why you got to have a core message about our safety and happiness, because we don't have that. We're not safe and we're not happy. And that's because we've had our liberty taken away, ladies and gentlemen.
So what do we do?
I'm going to keep reading. It's going to lay it out. Prudence indeed will dictate the governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. Listen to that again. That mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable. Okay? We are finally reaching a point where the evil is not sufferable anymore, Anthony. And that is where the liberty is going to come from. Okay? And I know people hate that. I know people hate it when I say we need to spread a message still. I know people hate it when I say it's always darkest before the dawn. But I truly do believe that we are coming so close up to it, man. It is like 4:30 in the morning right now. Okay? And the rooster is starting to crow. That's what's going on. The sun's going to come up in an hour. The sun is going to come up in 2026 and 2028. They are going to check his power. And while that happens, we are going to have the opportunity to do something. That is why I'm at Rage Against the War Machine. That's why I'm be doing all those events. It's why I'm going to be doing protests, rallies, you name it. We're going to figure out all of it, okay? Rome wasn't built in a day. So we always ask that question of what are we going to do? We have already started to do it, okay? So we're not.
I love that.
We've already started to do it. So everybody gets like really agitated, and I totally understand because the situation is so bad. We have already started the peaceful movement to end this, okay? And what it is collective consciousness and awareness of the situation. And what happened in that deep red district in Kentucky is not going to be reflective of the vast and broad American population, okay? In November, shall we all be alive and not be nuked? Lord have mercy. In November, shall we all be alive and not be nuked? There is going to be a blowout like we have never seen before. The arrogance and hubris generated from this win against Massie, what it is going to lead to, Anthony, is them tripling down. on the genocide, on the war, on the murder, on the discrimination and the surveillance state at home, on the oppression, the anti-Semitic garbage, the punishment they're trying to bring in, there's going to be a populist revolt against it that is going to wash those people out like a great flood.
But here's a question, okay? Like, how do we stop the other people?
The Democrats, you mean, or the people on the other side?
No, I mean the other people that just are going to get to the point where they can't take it anymore and they take up arms.
Well, that's the great struggle, and that's why people hate me when I say this, and you may even disagree with me when I say it. Like, that's why my job is to be a peacemaker. That's why my job.
I agree with that. I'm with you. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Like, I want peaceful solutions.
Like, these people.
I don't want to fight in a civil war.
Let me give an analogy. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me give an analogy. We're at school and we're being picked on in the classroom by a bully. And the bully is pulling our hair and is smacking us in the face and is doing X, Y, Z. And we know that because, the assistant teacher, the hall monitor's in there, they don't care about us, that if we go and tell them we're going to be the ones that get in trouble, the teacher is coming. Reality is coming. You are not going to be able to sustain this. That is my message. And as long as we remain constant in our ability, to peacefully plan our way out of this and to peacefully take the high road. And I know that's such a dickish, horrible thing to say, but it's true. To take the high road and to show these people, yeah, we are actually better than you. Yeah, we actually do have morals. We are real people. We are humans. And I think it's already been shown that they're anti-human, that they're inhuman. And I think that their age is done. And as much as this Massie race may suck, I don't think it's a bellwether for the country. I think it's actually a bellwether as to or a watershed moment as to us getting galvanized to actually do something.
I agree with that. I mean, for me, just speaking for myself and for anybody else in the audience that's listening, don't let these people rage bait you. Okay. That's something I have to fight against every day. But don't let these people rage bait you. Like, Massie lost. Ha ha. You guys are losers. Don't fall into it, guys. Turn the other cheek if you could. It's hard though. I get it. Trust me. I get it. But that's what they're going to do. They're going to try to throw it in our faces. They're going to try to demoralize us, especially the Zionist ones on X. I'm sure Laura Loomer right now is eating a dog treat, going crazy. So it's hard. I get it, guys. But I guess, just for now. Just for now, hold it down.
You can give more thoughts if you want. I'm trying to pull something together.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, just speaking for myself here, it's gonna be a tough thing to go through, to just keep on getting lashed in the face, embarrassed, demoralized, watching death, watching war, watching people suffer, can't afford to pay their groceries, their gas. It's hard to watch that, man, and it's like it's gonna be a challenge. It's gonna be a challenge, because right now, I'm gonna be completely honest, and this is in Minecraft or whatever you want to say. Part of me is like, fuck this. Let's get on the battle horse,
Yeah, but who do you do? It's not good. It doesn't.
Boomers in Kentucky, I'm coming for you. Skulls. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
The thing is how did Gandhi, get the Indians to get the British to leave, right? How did Martin Luther King make it so there weren't any water fountains that were white only anymore? How did people do stuff like this that was considered to be so awful, so heinous, so whatever? I mean, here's the thing. I'm taking it back to the civil rights movement because it's the same spirit of what we're dealing with right now.
No, that's true. That's true.
Instead of it being white on black or whatever, it is literally a Jew on Goy.
That's true. Good point.
That's the violence that we got going on right now, and specifically the Zionist project. And we've got this class of house slaves that are the Christian Zionists that sign up for it. Right. So really, it is the reality of waking up the other workers on the plantation that are so busy with their slavish jobs they have to perform. They need to wake up and realize they have to take a second to realize that master is bad, that we shouldn't have a master, that we're human beings. Right. That's the reality. And they make us all fight each other in this canopticon. And I think it's final. I think it's already gotten too painful for people. And I think people are coming together again. And I know online is so bad. I know the Chud the Builder. I know the black on white violence and all of it online. I have the same Twitter algorithm as everybody else. That is what they want us to do. They want us to tear each other apart instead of coming together. I will talk to anybody and talk to them about coming together, being anti-war. Are you anti-war? Why aren't you anti-war? Can you tell me who gave you this position? Can we pick it apart? Do you know that we've committed a genocide? Do you know that we bombed an elementary school? Do you know that we lit little children on fire? Like, do you know about these things? Do you know about our torture programs, our surveillance programs, our bioweapons labs? Do you know? And that is, I don't even want to say the political platform, that is the apolitical platform. That is the American platform to say, wake up, fellow American citizen. You need to be aware of this, because the issue is not that we have a bunch of people hyper aware of everything that refuse to do things. The issue is that we have a vast majority of people that are too busy working on the plantation to actually affect change. And that's why I do a show like this, so I can talk to you while you're on the plantation, while you're picking the cotton, while you're doing these things. Seriously. That's what it is. That's what your wage slave existence is. That's what driving for Uber Eats and Lyft and all these things is all at once. Your new peasant mind life that they want to give you people. They have turned us all into slaves to credit, slaves to debt, slaves to foreign wars, slaves to pornography, you name it, okay? Whatever various aspect of attack that you've fallen guilty to, that is the reality. That is my message. It is something beyond politics. It is the foundation of humanity to which I speak. That is what I talk about during every show. And sometimes I may be juvenile, sometimes I may be critical, sometimes I might be an asshole, okay? I'm not the perfect messenger, but I am the messenger for this. And I am telling everyone right now, your mission is just to wake up one new person every day. Because if we were able to do that, the chain reaction would truly be unstoppable. And the mistake we have made in our echo chambers all across the internet, the mistake that we have made has been treating the hyper engagement of the listeners, of the viewers, of the people that support us, and y'all are amazing, I love you, treating that as the success. That is not the success. That is the first step to what we need to do every single day. It's not just telling the audience to share the show. It's telling the audience to be the show, to spread the show, to spread the message, to wake people up. Because if we can do that, each one of us, to one new person a day, that's 1,000 new people that we can wake up, according to who's watching the stream right now. So
that was beautiful. Clip that, somebody.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But I'm speaking the truth here, guys. And they want to make us upset so that we lose our only card. And they've taken all the other cards from us. And guess what? We have one winning move. It's a crazy game. The only way to win is not to play. We just walk away from the table. And then they got all the cards. They're playing fucking Uno. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're the loser, okay? When we lose, we metaphysically win because it shows that we're right and we're able to stick to our morals, stick to our positions, even when the times are hard. They can't do that. If they get blown over one time, they fall like a giant house of cards, okay? It is our resilience that proves our future victory. This is what is important. Longevity, folks, reality, bringing it to new people every single day. They bring propaganda to people. People have to be sold on propaganda. Once people realize that reality is reality, they embrace it, and that becomes their life. You don't have to sell them the truth anymore. They know it. That's what we're dealing with here.
Powerful.
Richie's War Machine is going to be good. I've been working on it.
Dude, that was powerful.
Been working on it. I think that was
beautifully
pretty good?
said. Oh, that was beautifully said, dude. Beautifully said. Some of your best work.
Believe. That's what I believe. That's what I am. That's why, all these people on Fox News need a teleprompter to talk to you. I just talk to you like you're my friend. People behind the camera. Of course, Anthony, you are my friend. But the people listening to this, I'm not talking to just a giant crowd. I'm right there with you. I'm trying to connect with you right now, because if we don't do something about this, if we don't create that chain reaction that I talk about, then we truly are doomed. Okay. But I don't believe that you're that weak. I don't believe that you're that foolish. I believe that even though we've all failed tremendously on multiple levels, we still have time to do something about this, because humanity still exists. But there's going to be a time with the data centers and the AI and the future hell and the apocalyptic collapse is going to be brought on by all the wars. There's going to be times where that's not true. Okay. So I do understand the urgency. I do understand the frustration. Take that upon yourself to spread the message of what we're talking about here today. It's not about being a fucking Democrat or Republican, man. It makes me so sick. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican. I'm a Democrat. I'm a Republican guy. And it's like, you're a fucking slave to a sports team. Like, you might as well go into their stadium and pick cotton. That's why I like to use brutal language to get the point across. Like, they are slaves.
Yeah, no, totally.
We're all slaves, though. At the same time, we're all slaves because that's the point you make about getting angry. Is like, what are you supposed to do when you have absolutely no agency within your own society? That is dehumanizing. That is why, the goyim, the cattle, all this language. This is why it is so key. It's not just something they say, okay? Words are magic when used incorrectly in a way that offends God, all right? And that's why you shouldn't do that. But they use these dehumanizing terms because that is our situation. That is our reality. They harvest our money from us. They harvest our children from us. Our children go and die. Our children go and kill themselves over here. The amount of veterans we've lost since the Gulf War due to suicide exceeds those lost in the Pacific theater of World War II.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah, it's horrible.
They've either seen so much horrible shit or done so much horrible shit or been so fucked up off the drugs or vaccines the military gave them that they stuck a gun in their mouths and pulled the fucking trigger. And you're telling me that I gotta be, hey, bro, all the presidents are bad, man. You just need to trust in the system, dog. You need to vote Republican, man. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's no world left.
And the thing is like with Trump is like what hurts so much more is because, I'm sure a lot of people in the audience agree. Like we all came up on Alex Jones seeing the plans of the New World Order and they're actually building it against us, right? And then Trump comes in and he promises to stop that. And then really he's just a part of it. So it's like you get all your hopes up to think that this guy is going to drain the swamp. He's going to stop the wars. He's going to do all this stuff. And he's just the exact fucking same. And it's just such a kick in the nuts, man. When you believe in something and then they rug pull you. It takes away all your faith. It takes away all your hope. And that's why we only should have hope in Christ, really, at the end of the day.
It's all in God's hands ultimately. And the great reward, of course, is not, getting the APAC money and going off on the cruise ship to have, gay sex with Lindsey Graham. That is not the true reward of life. The true reward of life is, having a family, worshiping God, preferably both, and then, dying and going to heaven, spending eternity with Jesus Christ. So like that's what's truly important. And, we all fall short of the glory of God, myself, much further than most others. I will say that. And I am a wicked sinner, as we all are, but me, worst of all sinners. I always have to say that because it's true. You guys deserve to know that. Okay. But I'm not out here claiming to be a perfect person, claiming to be, some sort of, Ed Gallrein supports the troops. He's Navy SEAL, American patriot. I'm not out here trying to do that. I'm just a person like you. Okay. And wouldn't it be nicer if we had people like us in government instead of people like them?
Yeah. Well, we had our chance tonight and that got taken away from us as well. So,
yeah. Do you want to get into some more Gallrein stuff? What else did you have prepared on Gallrein?
I sent it in the doc. Do you have that doc?
I do. I'm pulling it up. When I went to the Constitution, it kind of messed it up a little bit.
What was the? I think there was
Ed visibly declining.
Well, he did a Fox News thing, and he couldn't even speak.
Special Ed is brutal. That's a brutal nickname. Special Ed is crazy.
Yeah, he's like Biden. He starts missing his words and slurring a little bit.
Do you want to do that or free speech?
We can start with that just to show where he's at.
Well, Barry Weiss gets 10,000 views a video, or got 10,000 views a video or whatever, total mid-tier podcaster or whatever. And then she gets $150 million from Larry or David Ellison to run CBS News. Right. Wow. So she's obviously a terrible investment. You could turn on a camera and have paint dry, get a lot more viewers. But at the same time, this dude, let's see what 20 million buys you.
On the national polls, he probably is more reflective of public sentiment on the war in Iran than you are. Would you concede that?
Well, I want to go back to the predicate you just said about him being a physical. He is not. Right as this election's coming up, he's spending taxpayer money. I think it's called franking, and I'm just a farm boy from Kentucky.
I'm just a farm boy from Kentucky. I'm gonna send your children off to die. I, Ed Gallrein. I was Navy SEAL. I kill little kids with a knife, allegedly. Speculation. I'm now endorsed by Trump. I gotta work on my impression now. I gotta get it right.
Special Ed.
A lot. Special Ed. They said I was stupid. I killed him, got a military contract. They show up and say, hey, how you kill this many people? We need you over in golf. So I went out and killed a bunch of little kids. Allegedly.
And a career military officer. He was sending out those repeated letters about all the things he was doing, dancing on the head of a pin. And oh, by the way, Laura, I'll just share with the listeners here, dairy farmers are legendary with being frugal. I'll watch out for these people's penny and nickels. And oh, by the way, I have a master's of science in financial management with honors. I can count a nickel. So back to where he stands, he has.
He's got like crazy ass math degrees and stuff. Like there's a lot we don't know about this guy. Like, I don't think he's senile. I don't think he's like a secret. I think he's like playing. He's like, oh, like Palpatine. Like, oh, I'm too weak. I'm too weak. Like he is a SEAL. He's a killer. You know,
he's scary looking, dude.
Yeah, he can use hockey. It's terrifying.
Betrayed the people here. On the war in Iran, it is as simple as this. It is pre-World War II, 1939. Had we had a decisive president at that juncture,
yeah, he should walk around in a big pot.
Literally.
He should walk around in a big pot, and there should be a guy to put water in it.
Special ed, the plant.
He's got to be next to the window as well. We can't forget. You got to get the photosynthesis going. Oh, man. Dude.
This is bad.
That's an original joke by me, though. He should be walking around in the pot.
I like that.
I think that's pretty good. That's another T-shirt idea. Got to keep that in mind.
Just think of all the memorials across this nation.
Really quick, you know what? I'm kind of done with this goober. I kind of like, hey, he won. It is what it is. I kind of don't want to look at him anymore. We bought forbiddendrip.com. Okay? Forbiddendrip.com. That's going to be the merch site. It's not up yet or anything like that. It's a dope ass domain name. I can't believe it was like $12.
That's fire. Forbidden Drip.
Forbidden Drip. We're going to do remixes of the old InfoWars shirts that I have. We're going to scan all those that I have, Anthony. We're going to start using the t-shirt printer at 10th Planet to do it. And then we're going to go on forward. And we talked about a bunch of designs already. You know, I think a lot of people, like if you want to support the show, I think a lot of them want to buy, you know, apparel. You know, like not everybody wants to buy a consumable necessarily. But like, I think if that was available for people, and because we have a printer, have access to one, we'd be able to make it very affordable for folks.
Easily. Yeah.
That'd be a great way to support the show and to spread a great message. What do you think needs to happen after this? Because I gave my impassioned speech. What is your position?
Well, I mean, my position originally was a little bit different because you kind of talked me off the ledge here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm a hostage negotiator right now.
Seriously.
Yeah.
My testosterone's a little too high. I gotta lower my dose. It's frustrating. You know, it's frustrating to watch the demoralization campaign continue and just the American people just not to wake up and keep on eating the shit sandwich that we've been fed, you know. But I agree. I agree that we need to rally together. We need to watch the death of the West, because that's what's happening in real time, is the death of the West. The Roman Empire is burning in front of our face. And like you said, the emperor will be naked soon enough. I mean, he's pretty much in a thong right now. So
yeah, I keep having, I'm not trying to interrupt. I keep having to because I'm thinking about Rage Against the War Machine. Let me send this message to. I'm sorry, I'm the worst of interrupting.
No, bro, you're absolutely fine, dude. I'm just hanging. Is this storming like crazy over by you? It's going nuts out here.
Not right now.
Like hailing. It's going wild.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. And I blanked on what I was going to say. That's horrible. What were you just talking about?
I was saying it's hailing over here.
No, I know. But before that, the political talk.
Oh, no. My bad if I fucked you up. But no, it's just I just think like that we need to rally together. It's not even that we have a political solution, because there really is no political solution at this point. But I think it's more of a humanity solution. Like you said, like we need to go out there and wake more people up. We need to keep on continuing the streams and shows. And
it's like going to people on the street and talking to them and like being the crazy person. Like we need to do that. I make it my mission to talk to people every day. I practice what I preach, at least most days. Sometimes I miss. But okay, here's what I was going to say. I'm having to because like the way that I speak, the way that I do this is like, I think about it all day, and I kind of plan inside of my mind. I write stuff down. I do stuff like that. I find that it limits me. And like I'm gonna have to talk to a theater or like a speech coach about this and figure out the best way to take like shorthand notes, because like as I'm talking, I figure out what I want to express. And then after I've done that, that's in the memory bank already. So I would need to find a way to actualize that. But I keep thinking about metaphors and analogies that I'm going to make. And the emperor having no clothes is the absolute best one I can give for America. And that's such a classic. Everybody knows it. And it's the damn truth. Like they've been playing strip poker with us forever. And it's like I said, we got that one last card. They want to get us to what happened? I lost Anthony. I am in the room by myself. I am alone, but I have the audience here with me. Do not know what happened there. Like I was saying, like it's a crazy game. The only way to win is not to play. And we're going to beat these people with time. They're playing Uno. They have all the cards and they shouldn't be holding them in the first place. Don't know what happened there. I'm going to text him, make sure he's all right. Really appreciate everyone being here tonight. I'm about to take calls. Oh, he just knocked out his internet. Damn. Let me check the weather where I'm at. That's a bit Fucked. Rain expected to, oh no. Okay, this is real bad weather, folks. This is real bad weather. I'm going to start taking calls. It's headed towards me now, and then it looks like it's going to come straight down. Then it looks like it's going to pass me. It shouldn't be too bad. It should be over relatively soon, but it's going to be a hard hour here, folks. It's going to be a hard hour with that storm. I'm going to go ahead and get ready to take y'all's calls. All right, I want to hear what you guys have to say about the Massie situation, about what's going on right now. I may have DMT, the great Dominic Michael Trippi. I may have him join the stream. If you're listening, DMT, I know you're a fan of the show and you listen from time to time. If you're listening right now, because we talked earlier on text about it, not over the phone. If you want to join, you are welcome to join. I'm going to take calls at least for the next 30 minutes. If you join, I'll cut it a bit short and then go back to taking the calls at least until, knock on wood, and of course, God forbid, like my power goes out. So we'll see exactly how that goes. Watching the annoying voice thing as like a alert that makes me go deaf.
You are connected as the host. Welcome, host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
Intro doesn't need to be 30 seconds long, but okay. All right. The call-in portion is now live. Go ahead and call in. That's 512-675-7144. The number you want to call, 512-675-7144. Talk to me about the election. Talk to me about my statement on like nonviolent recapture of the country. Talk to me about your thoughts on liberty. 512-675-7144. That's 512-675-7144. I love you all. There's no monster in this. It's just water that I refilled. I know the can is bad. The government's killing me every other way anyway. I apologize for it. Okay? I apologize. I disavow Monster Energy. Okay? I disavow verboten, forbidden. I will not consume it again. Definitely water in here and not Monster Energy. Taking your calls now. 512-675-7144. I haven't asked a single time this stream. I know I got a ton of people in here. Some of y'all may not have done it. Please go ahead and retweet the stream. I need you to do that. It would make me very happy if you retweeted the stream. That's 512-675-7144. 512. I read it a million times. Okay, you get the idea. If you want to call in, you can. If you don't want to call in, you don't have to. Okay, we got a caller. We got a caller on the line.
Hey guys, Chaser. Calling about the shootings.
Oh yeah, the 9 related ones in Austin yesterday.
No, actually, I was calling. Well, them maybe, but more so the San Diego mob.
Oh,
yes. Islamic Center.
The guy in the puddle of blood. I haven't followed that very closely. Do you know what happened?
Yeah.
Explain it to the audience.
It's just another one of those terrorgram things, you know. Those kids that are idolizing shooters and trying to get the high score. Yeah, it's bad. I sent you a tweet with some homework. check out Molly Conger's Weird Little Guys podcast. She talks to guests about it, and she's very polite and knowledgeable. Yeah, it's some real shit things that's happening to folks your age and a bit younger. Just going online, getting turned into effectively monsters by other people, getting encouraged to do this, and it's a sickness. It's so much more the mind virus that Musk pretends that wokeness is.
Yeah,
because these people are actually killing people.
just a second, because I'm gonna let you talk, of course, and whatnot, but I want to respond. Yeah, I totally agree. I definitely, I'll be looking into this more. You had mentioned, I haven't seen your tweet. If you added me or whatever, damn, it's hailing bad outside. At the same time, where was that? I've been looking into this, trying to research more of this, and they do train the children to be killers and definitely put them in courts online. Punishment for that has got to be real severe.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, last year I think it was last year, they caught two guys that were pushing it. The two guys that were instrumental in the Terrorgram cell. But it's more than just them, and it's literally international terror with no goal other than kill people and make a name for yourself. And it's fucking awful.
Wow. I don't understand the thought process of saying, I'm going to go, do whatever to a school or like whatever building of crowded people or whatever crowd, like to go out there and to make the commitment to make mass murder. And I mean, some of these people are like, teenagers, like young, very young. Like what, like how do they do it from what you've watched? Because I haven't watched it.
They get into just following shit on 4chan. That's where this stuff is organizing, and they get pushed manifestos like the Christchurch shooter and whatnot, and they get encouraged. They're looking for disaffected youth that are saying, my life is worth nothing, and so they say, well, hey, your life is worth nothing. Make it count. Get the high score. Become a saint within the Terrorgram community. And they laud these people, they speak with them, speak about them in the same way that you'll hear people talk about, hey, Uncle Ted, talking about Kaczynski, and it's vile, absolutely vile. And I bet if you do your homework, do your research, hit BX up and back a space, and you'll probably get a great interview.
Yeah, I'll definitely be watching that. I appreciate that. At me at it again so I can find it. Wait till after the show is over or whatever, and I'll go ahead and check that out. I have other callers on the line. Really quick, your thoughts on the Massie election?
Oh, it's sad. It's sad. A win for Trump is a loss for America.
I do agree with that. I do agree with that statement. Thank you for the call. Thank you very much. Going to the next caller now. I've got Maddie. Calling from wherever. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm calling in from Kansas City.
Nice.
I just wanted to call in and say I'm Gen Z, and I really love your guys' your message. I love Tim, all of you guys. I feel like a lot of people my age don't know how to get vocal about all these issues. I don't see anyone posting about it or getting out there or just really doing anything. And I'm just at a point where I'm ready to get vocal, get people who are older generations, just try to wake them up, because it seems like they're just closed off from everything going on right now.
We got to figure out a way to make it like a club, or make it kind of like a social activity to be aware and educated, not on pop culture politics and knowing the names of the various senators and politicians that are fighting each other in a fake WWE match. But seriously, I've been woken up to this via the LaRouche Party and some of the stuff they talk about. Have you read the Declaration of Independence lately? Have you read the Bill of Rights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got recently I went and I got a bunch of just books, and I've just been reading up on everything and just trying to like just be educated. And I feel like a lot of like the schooling that I had, like the education system that I had, it I don't know why, but it was just always about like, it was always about World War II. They didn't really talk about any other history.
Yep.
Like it was very brief American history, but a lot of like what I was taught was like World War II, and it confused me because I wanted to know about America and America's history, and I don't know, it felt very odd.
And you notice that's to build into the post World War II narrative where we're the global hegemon forever and anything we're ever involved in is correct because of evil Hitler and World War II. And then it's the same thing where they zoom in on a graph and the graph is going down, but they zoom in on the portion going up. And they go, oh, look, America was successful because of all the wars we were fighting, because of our global dominance, because of our weapons, when in reality, we were successful because we had weak neighbors to our north and south, we had fish to our left and right, and we were the only major manufacturing power left standing after World War II. And that's the environment that the boomers were raised in. We were living in the future. Like the Jetsons was our reality versus other people around the world's reality. But you and me know as Gen Z people that we don't live in that world anymore. Me and you live in Brazil. That's where we live right now. Like, we don't live in the America that the boomers think they live in. And because the boomers are able to hide out in their houses with their stock portfolios, they don't live in the reality that you and me live in. We're unsafe in every aspect. Unsafe when it comes to our military, unsafe when it comes to the national debt and what that means for us and our children, unsafe. And if you go get hurt, you go to the ER, $900 for a stomach flip, right? Or, like a brace for your feet or something. Like there's no control anywhere that's designed to protect you. It's only control designed to protect the big companies, the big monies, the big special interests. And waking people up to that is as easy as teaching them about the national debt. That's a great place to start, to talk about the country, to talk about the money, where it has gone, talk about the 10 trillion that got spent on them instead of us. And if you wake people up to that mentality, let me give you an example. So to wake people up, a good way to do it is to give them a genuine emotion without anything parasitic attached. All right. You're not trying to, a political script or political lesson or try to get them to vote for somebody. You're trying to teach them about the rights that they have inherently. And like the key is saying, hey, that's your money. Hey, that's your freedom. And it's being given away. You don't have to say anything else. Of course, you have to lay it out and all that. But people will start to connect the dots for themselves once given the evidence that they've been robbed. No one wants to be robbed. No one wants to be sexually assaulted or raped. That's what's happened to every single one of us metaphysically in this country. Like they are bending us over right now and they're pounding us out. Like that is what
literally.
There's no other way to describe it. People go, oh, what you use gross analogy, you say vulgar stuff. Like that is the truth. And if you,
it is, yeah. That's what people need to hear.
Yeah, like they're trying to make you say that you love them as they're doing it to you. Like that's the level of position that they demand, and that's what's so sick about all of it, right? Is because here's the thing: like you're not allowed to criticize anymore. If you criticize, ma'am, you're a Democrat, and we know what we think about Democrats, right? But that's literally, it's like they used to call people racist or Nazi. Now it's that. And you see how they make it mean nothing, and they bitch and they whine and they complain and moan about we're gonna lose the midterm elections, we're gonna lose general elections. People just lie, they're putting a party. My God, you do that shit, and then they support war, they support genocide, they support all these things, and they tell us at least it's better than the Democrats. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the goal was not to be better than the Democrats. I thought the goal was to fix the country. You see what I'm saying?
I thought we were America, like America first.
Right.
Agreed.
Yeah, not America 14th. Did you see the clip where I want you to stay on a little bit longer because you're making some great points. You're letting me go on some great tangents. Did you see the point where Trump is talking about like we're doing the war to help Israel, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, blah, 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 blah. And he doesn't even mention America?
Yeah. It's not even on his mind, honestly. Like it's literally, we're just, we're just the ants, we're the worker bees, we're just the afterthought. what it comes down to is their interests, what helps them, what makes them money, and it's really rough. And then there's AI and the ticks, and I'm just like, I just want to like have the American dream. I just,
Yeah, totally. No, I totally understand. I think we're gonna have it. The thing is like, be thankful that you're young enough that you're probably going to be able to survive the crash if you're smart and if you're shrewd, if you're prepared enough. There are a lot of these people that are older that aren't going to make it. So like, just start getting prepared for that reality, start being somber and sober in that. And also just like, here's the thing, this sounds stupid and you're a lady, so I don't know how much you like Star Wars or whatever, but it's literally,
I love it.
It is the light side over the dark side 100%. And I give an example because it's so powerful. It also makes me cry. It's so powerful, of Darth Vader. And Darth Vader is coming in and he is in his power. He is in his armor. He has all of it. All right. He's the most powerful, Sith to ever exist up to that point. And you just got little old Obi-Wan that shows up as an old man with his little lightsaber, and they fight each other. And Vader is, crowing his power and is thrilled and knows that he's an old man, knows he's going to slaughter him, and revels in his power and his ability to do it. Look at how mighty I am, that I will strike down the man that threw me in lava. And Obi-Wan Kenobi says, well, if you strike me down, I'm going to become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Because the symbolism of that, the symbolism of being able to destroy a man, but not being able to destroy the movement, that is what we have to have coming out of this Massie thing and just coming out of all of it in general. They have done that to us. They have killed us. They have killed that from us. Okay? That doesn't mean on. That means they've committed a crime. And cosmically, according to God, according to the law of the universe, they're going to be punished for it. There is no escape for them. And that is where we take solace from. That's where we take peace. We're the winners in all of this, not them. They're the losers. If you have $10 billion, but you can't show your face to the public, are you the winner or are you the loser? If you're the common man who's beloved by all in your town or neighborhood or whatever, and you die a peaceful death after living a good life, you're the real winner. And once we get people in office that embody those ideals, instead of the ideals of the guy that wants to be worth $10 billion, that's when we fix this country.
Couldn't agree more.
Thank you for the call. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. Of course. Have a great night.
Yes, of course. Call in anytime you want. Thank you so much. Okay, we're going to do a few more. Call into the number. Have more people drop off. You don't have to do that. I'm trying my best to get to you. But I also understand if you're busy and you run out of time, that's 512-675-7144, 512-675-7144. There's the hail again. I was wondering where it had gone. But that's 512-675-7144. While I wait for that, I got to plug it again, because if I don't plug, I don't eat. 50percentoff.com. Okay. I've got so many different categories. If you love the show, if you love what we do, if you love what I do, if you want to hear more of it, I got to pay rent. I got to pay to keep the lights on. I got to reorder product. I got to do a bunch of stuff. Go ahead and go on 50% off and see if I have any products that fit what you need. This is a classic all-time bestseller sleep supplement. If you're taking melatonin already, I guarantee mine is cheaper and better. I've got 8 ingredients in here. I always like to do this. Watch me do it. I'm going to go to myself real quick. Melatonin, magnesium, GABA, L-theanine, hops flower leaf extract, chamomile leaf extract, blue chamomile from Germany, valerian root, L-tryptophan, lemon balm leaf extract. I know all the ingredients by heart. I've been selling this formula for a decade. Hundreds of thousands of bottles sold. Okay. Make no mistake. Numero uno product on the InfoWars store for so many years, now relabeled under 50% off. You want it like all those other people wanted it because they knew it was awesome and amazing and fantastic. Get Knockout Sleep Support from 50percentoff.com. I've also got the best deal around that you're going to find on colloidal silver, limited stock while supplies last. Super Silver Wound Dressing Gel, first aid and sunburn relief with nano silver. I've had a ton of people pick this up recently. They're shocked that I still have it. Yes, I do. Get it from me right now. Super Silver Wound Dressing Gel for indication, minor cuts, lacerations, abrasions, first and second degree burns, skin irritations. Everyone loves it. Super powerful, antibacterial, antimicrobial, doesn't hurt the good stuff, hurts the bad stuff. You want that? Everybody brushes their teeth. Everybody uses toothpaste. Go ahead and get yourself Super Blue Peppermint, non-fluoride toothpaste with iodine, Super Blue Bubblegum, non-fluoride toothpaste with iodine. That's discounted. Get a budget deal on that. Kids love it. Why not get your toothbrushes from me? Okay. I would get this one. I would get this one. These ones came from Korea. I don't know about that, to be honest, but I have all this in inventory. This is not drop ship product. I have this in warehouse, shipping out to you, in storage facility, shipping out to you. I take care of all these products. I love them. I've got the supplements as well. Everything is available on 50percentoff.com. Check it out. Just see if there's something on there that tickles your fancy. Use code KO to get an additional 5 or 10% off. Knockout sleep support. Get it for like $25. Great deal. Phenomenal. Under $1 a day. Phenomenal sleep. People drink to go to sleep. People take drugs to go to sleep. People do all sorts of stuff to go to sleep. All you need to go to sleep properly and to rest well is Knockout sleep support. Or if you want to go nuclear option, perhaps some Dreamwave PM. And I told you about it in the middle of the broadcast. I'm going to tell you about it again. You need to get Dreamwave PM blend, full spectrum CBD with blue chamomile and melatonin. What does it have in a full dropper? 50 milligrams full spectrum CBD combined with 3 to 6 milligrams of melatonin, half dropper, full dropper, combined with 50 to 100 milligrams of German CO2 extracted blue chamomile. Okay? Like an auctioneer. I was reading off. I want you to know what's in the formula. Why is the blue chamomile in the formula? It's in the formula, number one, because it has apigenin in it, which is GABAergic. It modulates that system and calms you down, but also to make it taste amazing and to feel great in your mouth. So you're able to take it sublingually, which means under the tongue, and leave it under the tongue for over 15 minutes. That is the key to bioavailability. That is the key to everything. You need that in your nighttime routine. You brush your teeth, you wash your mouth out, you take your Dreamwave PM blend, you go to sleep, you wake up feeling so refreshed. If you took a half dropper of this, which is 25 milligrams full spectrum CBD, 3 milligrams melatonin, 50 milligrams German CO2 extracted blue chamomile, if you took that much of this product, you would have a 2, perhaps even 3-month supply, depending on how much you used, of this, all for $37.95. But wait, there's more. Use code CBD for an additional 20% off. Do you know how many people have to do an ad read for you guys? You know, this is my product, and my product make you feel good. Vitality. It's a mushroom coffee or green powder. I get 7% code. Fuck that shit. Okay, I'm here to do a real show for you guys, and doing the plugs is a part of the show. It's on my honor that I sell the best shit. Okay, and if you need it, if you need help with sleep, energy, recovery, stamina, vitality, you name it, I've got it. Okay, and if you want to improve your life, multiple means, both by watching the show and by taking something that's actually going to make you grow as a person, this is the definition of the 360 win. So I want to tell people again, this is the best price around. This is the best price available. I keep having people drop off. I see 1 caller, no caller, 2 callers, no callers. What's going on, guys? Go ahead and call a number to call in, 512-675-7144. But just again, this is the best product at the best price on the market. You would be a fool not to get this. And here, I'm going to say something that you haven't heard me say before. You're buying Alex Jones supplements, AlexJonesStore.com supplements. Here's the thing. They don't want to give me an AJN job. That's totally cool. I want you to buy my products from me, okay? They currently don't have a sleep product on the AlexJonesStore.com, okay? They don't have a sleep product, all right? So if you're taking like 3 or 4 things, taking Shilajit gummies, you're taking the Iris sea moss, taking the methylene blue, methylene red. Maybe instead of, taking the methylene red or the Iris sea moss, maybe you try the Dreamwave. Because here's the thing about the AlexJonesStore.com lineup of products. They're really high quality antioxidants, and there's a lot of like really good multi-ingredient blends. They don't have core things for energy or sleep like I do. Okay. And they got a caffeine pill, whatever. I could have designed something a lot cooler if Biglia let me do it. They didn't let me do it. We think we have something in development. So I don't want to, I'm not trying to be overly critical. All I'm trying to say is if you're already buying a lot of products and you're genuinely coming at it from the lens of like, okay, I'm trying to improve my life via supplementation, you may be, double dipping into the same thing you don't need to dip into. Go ahead and get a high quality sleep product. This is why I sell the highest quality sleep products. Okay. This is why I have the knockout on 50percentoff.com. This is why I have the Jones CBD. And this is why these are the products I have the most inventory of, by the way, and that I sell the most of. Okay, I've got a lot of this because I ordered a lot of it, and I've got a lot less than I originally ordered because it's very popular. Okay, this has been paying my rent. This has been paying my rent. People have been subscribing. People have been ordering month over month, over and over again. It means a lot to me when you subscribe or you buy in bulk for multiple months. It means a lot to me. You're not going to regret it. Like, let's say you take a melatonin product right now and you just want to order one bottle of what I got. Order a few bottles of what I got. Okay? Take them, and then, hey, you don't like how it's working out for you, send me an email, return them. We'll get you a partial refund on the ones you didn't take. Okay? But I would encourage you to order multiple bottles or multiple tinctures, because once you start taking these, you're going to understand why I'm such a big fan of melatonin. And you know what? Let me go ahead and practice what I preach. Let me go ahead and all right, I got a caller on the line really quick. Really quick caller. I'm about to get to you. I really appreciate you being online. Please stay on the line. Okay. This guy is dead now. He got stabbed to death in a bathroom in Thailand. It's a long story, but this guy has incredibly powerful information. I would go subscribe to this YouTube channel. Again, he's dead now. He's no longer alive. He's no longer with us. Shout out Leo. I would go watch this video, and he is going to break it down to you study by study by study what the deal is with melatonin, why it's so protective, why it's so effective, why he chooses to take it. He breaks down people take 300 milligram anal melatonin suppositories for Parkinson's. And all people say, don't tell people to take melatonin. It's dangerous. You have no idea. Okay. Learn about some of this stuff. Watch this video. Highly recommend it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and go to the caller now. Thank you.
Hey, what's up, Rex? Good to talk to you again, man.
Howdy. Yeah. Thanks for calling in, man. What's on your mind?
Oh, man, I thought we were getting into a weird segue. I thought you were about to take my call. It's like, yeah, this guy's in Malaysia. He's dead, and he's on you. I'm like, whoa. It's a weird way to introduce me. I'm far from that, but it's all good.
Yeah.
But, yeah, today's been kind of a black-pilling moment, I think, for a lot of people. You know, I think you said it pretty well earlier. It's always the darkest before the dawn. Could turn to be a very galvanizing moment for the America First and America Only movement. Because if there were, we'll say, some middle of the road type normie folk that thought a lot of us were, you know, off the rails and threw out the boilerplate pejoratives at us for saying that our federal government was owned by subversive foreign influence.
Right.
If you're paying attention now, maybe this red pilled, you know, some normies, not boomers who've given up on them, but, you know, kind of the younger Gen X to older millennials that were respect your elders, boy. The ones that really listened to that until the boomers went full retard. Maybe it is a red pill moment for them, and maybe they'll think we're not so crazy anymore.
That's what I know. You got more point now. I'll let you give more points, but that's
go ahead, bro.
That's my white pill. That's what I agree with. I'm not an expert in a lot, but what I am an expert in is I can feel the emotional tension in the American people and like that zeitgeist, that spirit of liberty that my dad always talks about. I'm also able to sense that, like that spectrum. And people, they don't know what to do yet, but they know they're tired of what's going on. And, you know, if people like Massie, if people like MTG, and I think they are going to be able to do this, if they're able, you know, to create, you know, a new independent wing of the Republican Party or just an independent party in general, I think you're going to see the younger Democrats that are also upset and outraged that they're losing elections due to the foreign funding. And I know we hate them and it's the worst, blah, 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 blah. That's why I don't subscribe to any of it. If we can actually get a coalition to come into government and do things like release the Epstein files, stop the wars, stop the genocide, if we can actually get people in there to do that stuff, I think they'll pull the trigger this time. I don't think it'll be like Trump, where you give him power and then he goes and sits and spends on Netanyahu's cock. So, that's what.
Well, I mean, he's always been cozy with that ilk.
Yeah.
He gave us America First vibes.
I feel like a fool because, the thing is you realize now, it's just I'm just a illiterate, uneducated retard, just like everybody else. Even though I grew up being surrounded by politics, because I fell for it. right? And I don't like the people that are out there, and it's like the nerd glasses emoji where they're like, actually, I've always been against all of it all the time. And it's like, okay, well, like, what have you done to advance that cause, advance that position? I can say honestly that the stuff I've cared about politically, even if it's been for the wrong reasons, I've cared about it 100%. I've actualized it. I've done something about it. I've spread my message. Right. And that's why I come back now reformed, having to be anti because I was so pro. And to these people that are anti everything, well, what do you support? What do you fucking do? Like
they whinge on the internet and bitch to their incel basement dweller friends.
Right.
You know, and I mean, I've got my family in my personal circles, and they were all asking me a couple weeks ago about, because I live in Georgia.
Right.
And they were all asking me about voting. And I'm like, I'm not voting for any of these people.
Exactly.
I'm like, today was our primary. This is the first time in probably 20 years that I haven't even bothered to vote in a primary. I was like, what's the point? They're all the same. Like, go look at the Georgia Republican governor and Senate candidates. I'm not even going to get into my congressional district. It's a shit show. But if you look at all those candidates, governor and Senate, they're all the same. You've got guys running for governor. One is going around counting his Trump endorsement like it's a flex. You've got a billionaire businessman talking about, I'm just like Trump. You've got the guy that was Secretary of State in 2020 talking about what a great conservative he is. I mean, that's the shit they're giving us to vote on in the GOP. You go over to the Democrats, it's even worse.
Well, you're talking about,
but that's what they're giving us.
Trump's Georgia candidate heads up to GOP runoff for governor against billionaire businessman Jackson.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay, so Jones and billionaire Rick Jackson will face off June 16th after no candidate top 50%. So are both of them bad?
Yeah, they both suck.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like that. Like, it's like this guy supports genocide and this guy supports murder and like rape of the country. Like, who am I supposed to support? I don't support either of them, right?
Yeah, and they're both just absolutely 100% glazing the big orange retard.
Dude, that shit is going to end one day, and it's going to be so refreshing.
Hopefully soon. And I've also, just from going to county meetings monthly, getting all the mail-in stuff, getting hit with all the local ads on YouTube and everything, all they're doing is campaigning to boomers.
Right.
Like the 45, we'll say 45 and under crowd is like, we don't even exist to them.
Dude, I watched this thing. Not to interrupt really quick. I watched this thing on Hannity last night, and it's literally they cut to commercial break and they do an ad for the data centers, not for a political candidate, not for anybody that supports data centers, for the data center specifically. And it's like boomer program, like the data center is part of America. And if you're not a part of America, then you're a Democrat. And we know what we think about Democrats. It's literally, it's like are these 80-year-old people, do they have the brains of like third graders? I think it may be true.
Yeah, they do, because they'll believe retarded takes like that.
Right. What were you saying?
You
real quick?
Yeah, but all the ads are, they're not even considering the 45 and under crowd and, our issues that we have. And it's just like, you cannot win. It's gotten to the point which they're so out of touch. They don't realize that they can't win a general election without the 45 and under crowd. You have to campaign to us, because you've got those of us in this demographic that some of us have got, we've got families, we've got kids, we own our home. But then you've got the other half of that demographic who has hit a wall and can't get to where the rest of us are.
Yeah.
And they're not doing anything to solve that. And also the data center thing, there's a big stink right down the road from me.
Right.
In Georgia about data centers. They're building the shit out of data centers in Georgia. And it's becoming a big a big political issue here because Georgia Power is taking eminent domain on people's property to expand the easements for the main feeder line.
I saw a story about that. I saw a lady talking about that. That's the future. That's how you wake people up. For an example, climate change, whatever people think about climate change. Well, whatever the government said about it is bullshit because they're approving the data centers and are going to make more carbon than all humans on the earth, like multiple times over. So it's all fake and gay. It's all a scam. It's all a psyop. It's time for people to wake up and smell the roses because they ain't roses. They're dog shit. Thank you so much for the call. I got other people online. Really appreciate that. Very thoughtful caller. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. All right, Mike, I want to talk about the Massie loss and how it's horrible for the country. Taking the next call after that. Don't drop off the line. I'm going to keep it shorter.
Hey, Rex.
Howdy.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good to hear. Listen, this thing with Massie. I mean, this is. I'm not from Kentucky. I mean, you can probably hear, but I think this Massie thing is showing exactly who runs this country and how we really have no power over it. This, I think, was the litmus test for what's going on in this country, how it's led, and whom controls it. And the boomers just vote for whomever they're told from Fox News.
They pulled a
lever.
They pull the lever. That's what they do. They crank the lever when they're told to. They're no different than a trained animal. And it's very sad. And we have to pray for them. And there are elders, and we respect them, of course. But they're anti-human with what they do and the way they vote. And the thing is, and not to step on your point, I look into the population of these places and the boomer population. Look at Lindsey Graham, for example. His state is top 10 in the nation for boomer population. That's why he's in office. And you look at the margins between Ed Gallrein and Thomas Massie, and Ed Gallrein won by like 9%. That's because they were able to get that extra 9% out of boomer watching Fox News people from the nursing home straight to the polling place, then returning back to home base.
Right. They're using actual Democrat tactics to pull this off, is what they did, in my opinion.
Sure.
And then I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I want to hear more of your takes. I agree.
Oh, okay. And the data centers, like, I don't know if you mind me changing the topic here about the data centers. I agree 1,000%.
It's whenever people call in, if I don't give you like a specific question, I want to hear from you and what's on your mind. Go ahead.
All right, great. The data centers, I mean, what actually do they need them for in the first place?
Right.
Why do they need quantum computing, and what do they plan on doing with it, and why now? And they're pushing everything through while you have these old people voting still, when the younger generations are totally against all these things. And they really have never even told us exactly what's the need. The need is that China might do it first. But what's the end goal here? To eliminate all human activity? To be ruled over by these AI gods. I mean, I think that's what the situation is. I mean, they're interconnecting everything and taking away people's electricity, their water. It's ridiculous, and I just can't believe that they're getting away with it.
No, we're being used to train digital Satan. Okay, I highly recommend Mike Adams, the Health Ranger. Check out his work on what he's talking about with the data centers. Sure, they need it for surveillance. Sure, they need it for computing. Sure, they need it for India, whatever, right? That's not the real reason why you build a data center facility that's 62 or 64 square miles long. Okay, that's not the reason why you do that. You do that so you can run a simulated world, so you can gain predictive power over the present and over the future. Think about it like Biff's Almanac from Back to the Future 2. That's like the first level of what they want to create. And then they want to go even further than that. And they want to actualize a being that is capable of real-time and future prediction power. They bring that into our dimension, and then it runs our planet. That's called hell.
The AI god.
Yes. And I just laid it out, what it is distilled for you. And that is the message that we need to tell people about, because people don't support that. And right now they don't know what's going on. Once they're aware of it, they ain't supporting it no more. And here's the great thing. Okay. Here's the great thing about the kind of like the libtarded positions. Okay. The libtarded positions of like the environmentalism and the anti-colonialism. Sure, they're used to destroy the country. Sure, they're used to usher in these third world policies, but we have an entire generation of people that have been trained on saving the environment and preventing, colonial imperialism. Where is colonial imperialism happening? In Israel right now. They own our government. We live in an occupied nation. Where is the environment being hurt? The data centers will produce more carbon than anything we've ever seen before. Not to mention pollution, all that other stuff. So, like I said earlier, I think the future. I think it's always darkest before the dawn. I think we're going to come out of this. It's just how much pain do we have to take? What are your closing thoughts?
Right. Closing thoughts. Boomers, I feel bad for them. They've literally been brainwashed their whole lives.
Yes.
When they grew up, they've been fed all the information from the top three, ABC, NBC, CBS. They really know nothing different. They've been brainwashed and taken advantage of. Now that they're older now, when you get older, you withdraw from life. You don't keep up with things. And they still have the mentality that, the top three, the MSM have been brainwashing them for years. They think Israel's our greatest ally. They think the government's 100% true. And anytime you talk to them and try to tell them what's going on with Israel and everything else, they can't believe it. They're like, this is our greatest ally. They would never do this. But they've been brainwashed.
It's not my pin tweet anymore because of the InfoWars shutdown. And I wanted to put that piece up there, kind of commemorating it, giving an ode to it. And I liked that post, and I encourage everyone to watch it. My former pin post was of my street interview with the Boomer. Did you see that?
I have seen that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So he goes, no. Like, I'm talking about murder, genocide, wars we're paying for. He goes, life is in living color. You just don't understand. You just don't understand how it all works. And I guess
exactly,
you can kill someone where it's living color, and it's it's just as a concept, and it's fine. And it's all these pretty words they use to explain their murderous actions.
Right. Exactly. And I've had IRL conversations like that with people just like that guy, and it's crazy.
That's wild. Thank you for your call, man. I appreciate it. Call back in anytime you want. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, brother. Great show. I appreciate you. You're a great guy.
Thank you, Mike. You as well. Take it
Thanks.
easy. All right. Thank you. We got another caller on the board. How are you doing? Hola. Howdy.
Hola. How you doing, boss?
I'm doing pretty good. I got like a hailstorm going on around me right now. I can hear
Hey,
it.
man.
Outside.
There we go. Yeah, no, we got good connection. We're good. And I want to apologize to you, your father. I had a conversation tonight, but with Massie, apparently losing. Is that now confirmed?
Yeah, Massie lost.
So something that I wanted to bring up, I haven't gotten to. You can shoot Chase and those other guys that text after this. Hey, brother, I was your father's Connecticut defendant here in Connecticut. So this is a first time break. Judging by what has happened here, not only in Connecticut, but also judging it on elections, people don't understand how it affects families to the extent that I fully understand how it affected yours, man. And I want to not give apologies, but credence to everything you and your family has gone through. Mine has felt the same. That is from the bottom of my effing heart. I know every in and out of what has been going on with these cases. And I personally want to say to you, thank you. Your family, thank you.
I appreciate that, man. The thing is like, are we perfect people? Are we even good people? I would say the answer is no. Is anybody truly good? The thing is, the way we got treated, the way we were discriminated against and not allowed to defend ourselves. I mean, he would have done what he could have done to pay what he could have paid to keep the studio open. Like, my dad loves that place so much. And the fact that the judgment was so huge, and the fact that the financial representation, this is the key thing I touch on when I talk to people about this. They said during the trial that my dad was worth $280 million. My dad's never been worth more than like 10 million, including like houses, property, everything, whatever. So I've been treated by a lot of people that have come after me because of documentaries they've seen or things that they believe. And they think that like I live in like the lap of luxury off of blood money. And that could not be further from the truth. Maybe we've made some mistakes over the years. Maybe we made some bad decisions, but we were used kind of as a whipping boy, or, kind of like the chicken that they put the punishment onto, the sin onto. That's how we were treated. It's not fair. I appreciate you saying that. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, man. I'm just telling you, there's some details here that need to be shown to the public as to what happened up here with that. And it devolves into the aspect of how the elections are run within multi-states, especially blue states. This one caught me off guard tonight. When I saw Massie tonight literally give a concession, I'm like, this is not possible. It's not possible.
Well, he
And
won 75% the last time. Think about that, and think about what happened now.
Well, according to the conversations that you're having tonight, man, it's, to me, I'm 40, and this seems impossible given the social media footprint, even in the past 72 hours. Would you agree with that? I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't trust it, man. I don't have a lot of faith in the integrity of our election or anything like that. But I truly do think it's the old people that aren't on socials. And if I didn't have boomer grandparents, then I wouldn't believe that. But it's true, and it's a weird thing as to where I have a 94-year-old granddad. My 94-year-old granddad understands geopolitics and all this stuff far better than my boomer grandparents do. It's
God bless him.
super weird. It's super weird how someone that was alive so long ago and has been through so much has a completely different worldview because he actually lived through the things the boomers have the stolen valor about. And it's not just to harp on the old people. I'm sure, like, if you want, here's the thing. If you want to talk about what swayed this election and the dirty, underhanded things that they did to get it to where they needed it to be, think about the concept of, what we were sued for defamation, right? And found liable for defamation, default judgment, whatever, but that was a sentence. They have Massie AI with Ilhan Omar and AOC eating dinners they never ate, getting into cars together they never got into, completely fake video, but they know that they have that Fox News population so trained like a rabid dog to just attack those people in the squad or whatever. They can create a complete fiction, a complete defamatory lie, broadcast it to the world. I view it as defrauding the American public. I view it as criminal and not just a civil thing of defamation against Massie. They can do that, and they know they're not going to be sued because they control the Justice Department. So they're not worried about it. Just like Pete Hegseth. I mean, think about it. Are we surprised that Ed Gallrein won? Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War, Defense Secretary of War, campaigned personally for Ed Gallrein, an act which is illegal, by the way, according to the Hatch Act. You're not supposed to do that. The DOJ goes, he's doing it as a private citizen. He's planning on dropping bombs right now.
Hey, Rex, do you realize that that's how they got me in as a defendant in your case? Most people don't know this. I'm a 20-year active federal service person that is retiring in 6 months.
Wow.
Was that brought up in the court cases? No, it wasn't. Does the news want to pick up on that they went around a federal employee and actually spied on another federal employee to do that? No, that's not brought up in the cases. But the issue is here that's what happened with the InfoWars issue. It came down to where they blamed, and if you reread the complaint, the original complaint, the attorneys in New Haven and Texas did not account that they were actually putting federal funds against another federal employee. And that's never been brought up in any court, not put on the air, but that's actually the facts, brother. And I'm being very serious with you, man. This was behind the scenes crap that's never been told to the public, because the garbage that was inlaid in this case is the same stuff that is now being used, like you said, with Massie and all those other things. But those particulars are why the Supreme Court did not take the case, because it was never announced to either one of the district courts between Texas and Connecticut. And the funniest part about this, which is not funny at all, is that they will never admit that, and they never brought it up in court. I fired my attorney intentionally to allow that to be actually brought to the court's piece, but you didn't see that in the Texas or Connecticut trial because the judge in both states said to quash my name. I have never worked for your father.
Right.
I didn't even know about your father, by the way, until this case happened. So if that's the case, then they should have been able to present me as an actual witness to the families that I reside with in Connecticut. No, they got scared, and that's why they dismissed me from the case. That's the actual facts of what happened.
Okay, sorry guys, power went off. Lost power for a second. Lost power. Resolution is lower. My bad. Oh, the guy's been talking? I'm so sorry. I will have to rewatch later, but I'm going to get back into Call In Studio. I'm logged in. I should be okay, in progress. In progress. How do I get back into it? Main settings. Save. Oh, man, it should just be easy. Why does it got to be like this? Host show. Really quick. I'm sorry, man. My power went off. I missed like probably the last 5 minutes of what you were saying. So I apologize for that. What were you going off about? What are you talking about? Yeah, I missed the context to what you said after the power went out. So I was just wondering. Okay. Well, I appreciate you saying your piece and taking the time. Thank you so much for calling into the show. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, and I'll be rewatching that. I missed that. Feel free to call back into the show anytime you want. Hey, man, are you okay? Looks like you lost the internet. Yeah, you're damn right. I lost the internet. Hey, yeah. Now I see the zip or not zip. I see the phone code. I don't want to dox you, but are you going through the same thing I'm going through right now with the weather? I heard. I heard it coming down. What's on your mind tonight? Well, I appreciate the call. Got anything else you want to say? All right. Thanks, man. I appreciate your call. I'm willing to take more calls, guys. I'm willing to talk to people. I want to stay in here for a little while longer. I'm going to go ahead and throw the number up. That's 512-675-7144, 512-675-7144. I'm just going to take APAC tweet congratulating Ed Gallrein. Like we don't have a country. We're going to get into it in a second. Roam if you want to. Roam around the world. Roam if you want to. Okay. Yeah, check this out. This is disgusting. Makes me vomit in my mouth a little bit. Okay. Congratulations to U.S. Navy SEAL Clapper for war, murder, and death, Ed Gallrein for defeating anti-Israel incumbent Thomas Massie. So, pro-Israel donations flood into this man, $15 million in foreign power, foreign country money that prioritizes the interest of a foreign nation over our own. And then they go to metaphysically hang the head on the wall and say, yes, it was us that did it. American people, are we tired of this? I'm damn tired of it. Okay, restream, live stream, retweet, repost the stream, please. Tell other people to watch it. Send the live link now. Thank you. Pro-Israel Americans, fuck you, are proud to back candidates who support a strong American-Israeli alliance to help defeat those who work to undermine it. Being pro-Israel is good policy and good politics. So Israel, being pro-Israel, let me explain what that means, people. Being pro-Israel means that you allow and overlook another nation taking us to war and owning our politicians. That's what being pro-Israel means. Oh, it's a great deal. We get the defense ingenuity. It's so incredible. And the control over the Middle East. Oh, you mean we get like 4+ massive wars when we tear, 6 out of 7 countries apart. We reinstitute slavery in Libya. Libya, former place that had the highest standard of living in Africa. Now they have people on blocks. You can buy human beings, human meat in Tripoli. Okay, that's what U.S. foreign policy is. That's what, good boy, Judeo-Christian, what is it? What did I say? Being pro-Israel. That's what that means. Okay, that's what you support. Because you're not pro-Israel and anti-war. Those two positions can't be held at the same time. I always forget, is it mutually exclusive when you have to have both, or you can have one without the other? Which one is it? Because I'm straight up retarded. But it either is or isn't mutually exclusive. You get the point I'm trying to make. Look at him. Look at the angel. He's scared of the thunder. No. Mr. Roo. Mr. Roo Tiger. He is so handsome. You guys can't see him. He has the most beautiful markings He's like almost like a red color. And I can't believe people dock the ears. It's just like the most perfect, silky, beautiful ears. He looks like a little Star Wars creature. I think he looks like an alien. Look at him. Small little alien bear. I love you. He's a good boy. He's a happy camper. He's being a good man. Being a good man. And that's the thing. Is like I highly encourage you, if you can, to have a dog or to have a cat or whatever. Pets are important. Of course, people can be like, you need to have children. You have children, boy. Did legacy. And I'm like, okay, I'm 23. So just like chill pill a little bit. Rupert definitely is there for me in my darkest times. And I just, he has the best life ever. And, they're not always with us, but they are always with us because they're visiting angels. And that's the thing about dog ownership. People go, yeah, it's amazing. But one day they pass away. And it's like, well, yeah, you were on his journey, your little buddy's entire life, like he's a part of your life, but to him, you're his entire world. So I love animals so much. I've always been a dog owner. I've always had dogs. I remember when I was a kid, when I was like probably like 8 or 9 years old, I was out in East Texas and I was riding on a four-wheeler and I had this giant black lab follow me home and we adopted him. We named him Big because he was so big. And unfortunately, he had been dumped and had heartworms for a while. So he only lived, the next like 3 or 4 years, like 5 or 6. He had a really good run. And I always think about him and they're just so special. They're magical creatures. All they do is love. That's all that exists in his mind is love. There's no hate. There's no, you know, there's no hurting other people for no reason or anything like that. He just wants to be comfy. He wants to chase the squirrels. He wants to play in the sun. And why can't we all be a little bit like that? Why do we have to deal with the murder? Why do we have to deal with the death? Why do we have to deal with the genocide all the time? Why do we have to support and empower politicians that just do it to us over and over again? Can't we choose to be human? I want to talk to as many people as I can because I want to give them that message. Can't we just choose to be human? Can't we just choose to wake up and have a good day? Can't we just choose to stop the violence and love each other? I know that's a hippie message, boy. It's not how the world works. Well, the world doesn't work, motherfucker. And the world doesn't work because of people like you that believe stuff like that. Be a little bit more like Rupert. Have a little bit of wonder about the world. Think about things a little bit deeper. And once you realize that we're all the same, we just want to be warm. We just want to be fed. We just want to be safe and happy before we die. That's what's really important, I haven't had that for myself in a very long time. And the moments I have of it are when I'm with Rupert and when I'm thinking about God and when I'm with my family. And he's right here right now. He's putting his head on my leg. I love you. Good buddy. And it's just so sad because I want to have a future. I want to have a family. I want to have children. And it's just an environment that's entirely unpermissible to that. And I make great money. Well, not great, but I can afford to, pay rent and live in a house with a roommate. A lot of people can't do that. So we're all very blessed to have the lives that we have and to be alive and to take the breaths that we do. And I just want people to realize that and realize it's worth it to solve our problems instead of fighting each other forever. But, I think this has been a really good stream. Covered a lot of ground. I had the calls up for an hour. I think we had 7 people coming, or like 5 people come or whatever it was. I just dropped it off. Do I have to cancel? Is it still live in show? Confirm it in show. Okay, show's now offline. So it takes down, it costs money. I think we did a really good show today, guys. I'll be back in like 10 hours. I'll be back in here in 10 hours. I'm going to take the dog out, maybe if the weather permits, in a couple hours. I guess I'll go to bed around midnight or 1 or something. And then I'm going to be back here with you covering the latest news. I'm sure a ton of stuff has dropped even now while I've been on stream. I'll just go through it a little bit. I'll go through my Twitter feed. Might as well refresh. Oh, okay. My dad dropped a video. Might as well watch this. I'll stream for a little while longer. It's okay. Rupert wants a little bit of attention. Okay, I'm going to play this, and let's see what he thinks about it.
Well, I predicted today on air at 11 a.m. that Massie would probably lose. And it didn't matter if the scientific polls basically showed he was a few points ahead. When I saw Hegseth there yesterday and how confident he was, and the Pentagon openly campaigning against an American citizen in an office, campaigning against the power of the purse, against Congress, unprecedented in U.S. history in 250 years. And I saw the confidence of Hegseth on stage with Massie's Israel-funded opponent. So it doesn't the polls, he's 10 points ahead. It doesn't matter if he's 20 points ahead in Bali market. Doesn't matter. I could see the confidence. But here's the bottom line. Massie won the hearts and minds, and the illusion that Russia's involved in our elections with almost no pull is gone. Who's really involved in our elections is big corporate interest in Israel. And to a great extent, the EU and the UK are heavily involved in our elections as well, not just singling out Israel. But Israel's always been, in the last 50 years, one of the top lobbies. That's not a secret. But AIPAC now brags that they're the most powerful lobby. The Israeli newspapers brag that they control the U.S. and they're now a superpower because of it. And I saw Ben Shapiro today say, oh, it's anti-Semitic. Israel's not involved in this election. Trump's just mad at Massie for voting against him on some bills. Yeah, bringing forward 6 months ago today, the Jeffrey Epstein Transparency Act, the Epstein files. And that's really what got Trump pissed. And behind the scenes, to Boebert, that's come out, and to MTG and others saying, "Will embarrass my friends." I never saw any evidence of Trump being involved with Epstein, but he said, my friends. Howard Lutnick lived next door, lied about going to the island, all of it. And so I hate the Democrats. They're totally corrupt. I'll keep exposing them. But the Trump we have now compared to the Trump we had in the first term is night and day. The left always said Trump was a huge liar, and I knew every major issue, and he wasn't. He was extremely accurate, extremely competent, extremely honest. This new Trump and the insider trading by him and his whole camp followers is just unprecedented. He says he'll give the whole White House, every employee from the janitor to the chef up to the cabinet members, a blanket pardon like Biden did. And so Trump is basically making the Democrats and all their corruption look okay because he's basically rivaling it all, and it is disgusting. So the left's all, oh, Jones is turning against Trump. See, he admits he was wrong for 10 years. No, I wasn't wrong. He was night and day compared to you guys. But now he's basically becoming you. And I told Trump 80-something days ago, I said on air, I said, they'll close the Strait of Hormuz. The mills won't fall. It'll destroy your recovery. I was right. Pentagon told him don't do it. He listened to Israel, listened to Netanyahu. And so Trump can go get Israel, give $20+ million just from Israel alone, another $10 million from other Israeli donors. So it's over $30 million. Most expensive congressional primary ever. And they can have this victory, but it's a Pyrrhic victory because the illusion has fallen. People see what's going on, and they just spawned 1,000 political candidates from governor to state rep to Congress to the Senate of Thomas Massie. And I predict Massie will end up being the governor of Kentucky. I predict he'll end up being a senator from Kentucky. I predict in the end, this is all going to massively backfire on them. So.
Okay, guys, Rupert's getting a little restless. No nicotine pouch. I know what you're thinking. No nicotine. Okay. All right. I don't even have words anymore. Pro-humanity, pro-human future. Embrace the Constitution. Pray for the country. Rex Jones signing off. I'll see you in 10 hours on the American Journal. Thank you for being here tonight. I love you all. I truly do.
Energy is starting to fade fast. Energy is starting to fade fast. And I don't know if I have anything left to attack with.
Oh.
This doesn't look good.
Just when I thought I was...
All you Saiyans want to do is fight, but fighting is useless.
Wait, no. What's going on here? DMT, do I have you? Can I hear you? Hello? Am I having an audio problem? Is it my internet? Is my internet gone?
I think we're good now.
Hold on.
Good?
All right, you got to come back.
I think we're good.
Okay. You're coming in. You're forcing your way in through the cyber waves. DMT, how are you doing?
Can you hear me?
Oh,
bro.
We're still having a bit of
Stop me now.
We're still having a bit of a connection problem. I can hear you, but I can't see you. Dude, it's like the apocalypse here right now with the fire alarms and the sirens. Hold on, do me a favor. We hop back in really quick. I appreciate you. Hop back in. Hop back in. Okay. Hello?
I feel like we're good.
Yeah, no. All right, let's not jinx it though.
Can you hear me or see me?
You're good. I can see you move. I can hear you. It's like the apocalypse here. I can hear the police outside.
Dude,
the
Owen's
sirens going on.
Owen's stream for the listeners, Owen Schroyer, his live stream. I was actually on it for probably the longest time I've ever been on because the audience, they were just demanding the thunder, and I was bringing it. No pun intended with the storm outside. But his power just cut off in the middle of Austin. If that's where you're at.
Yeah. No, thunder, lightning, and all that jazz, man. What are your thoughts on the Massie situation?
Honestly, not to come in here and just have a total black pill for your stream, but look, I think that anyone that is populist or nationalistic leaning, or they are just totally against this overwhelming foreign influence that it seems that seems very evident we have in our government. I just think that we're a directionless movement right now that's really trying to latch on to some sort of vehicle that seems to just not really exist. And the truth is like, as John Adams said, the Constitution was formed for a moral and religious people. We can argue the religious part, but I can promise you right now that a system that's operating with such open levels of corruption, it's just not the system as it's intended to operate. And I feel like
it's like you have the Bible and you have Life of Brian, right? Like Monty Python type of thing. Like it's a parody of itself. That's what our government's turned into. I totally agree.
Yeah, and I just think that until the people actually have a voice, and until people actually have representation that is aligned with what their actual beliefs and what their desires are, in order to be a free person with agency and actually be able to steer the direction of their life, their community, in their country. I mean, we just don't have that, man. I honestly believe that whatever injustice that the government wants to bestow upon the people, I just feel that we are essentially slaves. I mean, we are given, of course, the illusion of choice, but through voting and everything, but it's like there's just never been such an immense generational gap. And it's like we have this system that has all these old people that are making the decisions. Most of the populace, I believe it's 57%, or I mean, might need to look it up again, but I believe it's over 50% of the actual American electorate is over the age of 50 years old. It's 74.7% of people over 65 actually cast a ballot, in comparison to under 45% for people ages 18 to 24. And so there's just a lack of participation by a ton of these people, yes, which the ineffective government is affecting the worst in the worst ways. So if you're someone that's like your age or my age that is trying to advance, trying to get a new house, trying to, have a kid and maybe another kid, get married, whatever it might be. I mean, so many people's life progress is delayed, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that this system isn't functioning for the people that it's meant to serve. So I think that it's an alarm. It's alarming. It's not good. And I think that everyone is sort of coping and looking for silver linings, when in reality, we really need to have a foundational conversation about, what it means to be American, what this system is, and how it's not functioning right now for a large portion of society.
that's what I see my job as, DMT, is to wake up the youth and to talk to the young people. I know I got elders in my audience. I like to call them elders and not boomers, because I consider boomer to be a slur, and it's one I kind of like to use, by the way, because I think they deserve it a little bit, to have to be honest with you. But my job is to wake up the younger people and convince them that, hey, it's not just cool to be involved, in politics and to care about your country. You have to do these things, because if you don't do these things, this one predatory population that themselves has been preyed on, they're going to continue to usher us down further and further down into the well. And, you can make the point, I understand the Black Bill is saying, are we too far gone? Can we ever get our get back? And I have to say, when you look at the blowout, and let's face it, it was a blowout. He won by 9 points. When you look at that and you realize that those people, it's like an invincible army of super soldiers, man. They don't watch any social media. They don't receive a single alternative source. They watch the TV, and the TV tells them everything they need to know about life. And, the only thing we can do is keep showing up and get more people to show up and have them age out. Because the good thing is, once they're gone, we're not making new ones, or at least not as many. What do you think?
Well, I think that, we're kind of facing a problem as far as like practicalness is concerned, because like just by design, will their political ideologies and their backwards ways of thinking, which are really affecting, it's not just real young people, it's really people that are under 45, 50. But how long is this really going to take? And I went ahead and I pulled it up in a minute. So 56% of the majority of the U.S. electorate is over 50. And there's just a lot of these people that are not going to change. And it's not like it's all anti-boomer or all of this, but I mean, as we've seen through other injustices that have been done upon the American people, whether it's wars we don't want to go to, or we don't want to fight, whether it's things like COVID lockdowns. I mean, largely we've proven as time has gone on, we are a very apathetic society. Most people are going to comply. And I feel like at a certain point, and I'm not talking about like any sort of like violence or anything like that, but some sort of peaceful non-compliance, which is what protesting and things like that is. But when it gets to the point where not enough people are able to actually function or have the American dream, you would think there'd be some sort of, pushback in some sort of way. But I don't know, man. I feel like things are pretty bleak right now. I do, because who wants to wait for 20 years for there to be a ton of political progress? And as you said, these people are very locked into their ways of thinking. This cult of personality from Trumpism has really captured the ideological spirit of so many older Americans. And until, younger people are really doing their civil duty or civic duty or whatever of actually voting and sort of making as big of an impact politically, I just don't really know how things are going to change unless you're willing to wait 20, 25 years. And honestly, where's the country going to be at by then? I mean, we're being sold off. We're being sold out by the day. There's more immigrants coming in every day. It's like, what is there really going to be to save at that point? So I do think that, things could happen. There are definitely situations where Trump isn't going to be around for, he's not going to be president for that much longer. So sure. I mean, could they maybe not be quite as brainwashed? Yeah, but it just seems like we're messing with really powerful forces. And the more the government and corporations and big money align, it's more difficult for grassroots politics to actually develop a real movement. So I'm concerned, man. I'm concerned for the pro-freedom movement. I think there's a lot of real legitimate reasons to be. Cute dog, though, right? I mean, hey, it's not all so bad.
Yeah, he's being a little terrorist right now. The thing that scares me, man, even more than the elections, is I'm seeing this new like high-tier propaganda come out from people like Captive Dreamer, people like Matt Formey. It's lower tier, but even people like Loomer, for example, where you're seeing this effort to propagandize the next nation. And the effort being made right now is to make us forget an aspect of America's greatness, which is that it used to be affordable to live here, to live really well here, to eat what you wanted. Stop it. To eat what you wanted, to have a high standard of living, off making minimum wage. And now we just simply don't have that. There's nowhere where you have rent that's $50, nowhere where you have $1 menu, for example. All these things are long gone and long dead. And they want to tell me somebody that's graduating class of 2020, well, sucks to suck, kid, better make a PB&J sandwich because you don't get to eat out. You don't get to eat out. Eating out's too expensive for you. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Because I remember the time pre-COVID. I remember what this country used to be like. You used to be able to do whatever you want with 20 bucks. Like, seriously. You used to be able to do whatever you want with $20 bills. You could feed like 8 people with that. But 10 people with that. Now you can't even feed yourself.
Forget about a sandwich.
Make it a
In
point.
2019, and I've been in some decent sized business roles over the last 10 to 15 years. In 2019, man, if you had a little bit of money saved up, you could honestly move into a big, beautiful home, whatever it might be. The truth is a house in 2019 right now, a house that was 325,000, 350,000 in 2019 is like 700 now. I was looking at a house the other day. It was listed for 569,000 in 2020, and today it was 970,000. I wasn't looking at it for myself, but I happen to be looking at a neighboring home. And the point is when everything costs so much more, whether it's your actual house, whether it's insurance, whether it's rent, whatever it might be, and then there's no wages at all, of course, it's like everyone that owns assets and is actually doing pretty well, even with the current state of affairs in the country, are older people. There are also many times the people that have, a significantly lower interest rate, or they benefited from the fact that America prospered like no other nation over the period of like 50, 60 years. I mean, you could buy a home, a modest one, in the 80s or 90s, and what is it worth today? They didn't have to do anything other than just be, what you're trying to do right now. So just to have a job and, invest money wisely. So, yeah, I think that the propaganda that we're seeing is, I think that it's not connecting with most people. Maybe it's connecting with a certain group of right-wing niche Twitter people, but go ask a normal college student how they're doing, and they're going to tell you they're doing pretty badly. And not just college, really anyone that doesn't own a home.
Right. And it's like they're behind the blast door because they got their asset protection. They've been, in the stock market for, like half a century or whatever. So they're able to weather the storm, whereas, younger people are not. And because they're benefiting from that system, because that system still works for them, they say, hey, what's the problem here? I don't see a problem. I see a solution. This is great for me. I'm going to die and have all this money. Like they're happy with the deal. And, from that perspective, purely just like a scumbag, but like a value-based judgment, I think like they've gotten a good ROI, and they get to feel good about the wars they take us to and watch the propaganda and get off on it. I watched Hannity last night with my grandparents. I watched 5 minutes of it. They have a literal ad for the data center, DMT, not for a political candidate that supports the data center. They have an ad for the data center itself. If you don't support data centers, you're a Democrat. Like, you can't make this stuff up. That should be illegal, in my opinion.
Yeah, what I want to say, honestly, is
that's what I think.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just quickly want to say that while it's fresh in my mind, we talk about waking people up a lot. We talk about people becoming enlightened to a lot of the corruption and the terrible backdoor deals that run the government. And ultimately, they put Americans in a worse position. The thing is, I'm starting to, and I think that you're seeing it as well, the cult-like tendencies of many of these people, the cult-like following aspects of their personality. It's like they don't even care about what is true. They simply just want to be led. And the more that I believe that the masses are revealing themselves to be apathetic swine, the less that I think that any sort of American Renaissance or real cultural change is possible. I mean, look at the way that these people are willingly dispelling propaganda. They're willingly getting in line, saying, they went from talking about being the people that want to prosecute all the, PDF files, and they want to get rid of corruption and all the original Trump messaging. And what are these people simping for now in the most shameless way? They are literally telling you to be a fucking slave for a system and for a person that are not serving you. And the minute that you voice some independence, they treat you like a cult member would, or like, maybe like some foundational, like if you know who Warren Jeffs was in Utah with the certain group of Mormons. It's like once you do one thing to offend the cult, you're cast out forever. It doesn't matter if it's your own daughter or son. Like look what's happening to your dad. Look what happened to Thomas Massie today. Look what happened to fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene. God forbid Lauren Boebert spoke out against it. And what do they call it? Trump was, before he even didn't realize that, oh, she can't even be primaried because it's past the date, he was calling for someone to primary her in one day for simply campaigning at one event. So they want to be slaves. And so at this point, it's not, I don't want to give up on people's, the mindset of we can wake people up, we can create change because of this enlightenment. But the fact that people are showing themselves to want to be slaves, the government is aligning with AI companies and they are building these data centers in order to actually usher in the security state that we fucking know is coming. I am starting to think more of not we need to wake up the masses, and I'm starting to think more I need to silo myself off and the people I care about and the individuals that I align with and I think similarly to. I need to silo my people off because I don't know if we're going to be able to defeat these type of forces that now are ostensibly going against the American people. And if we can't beat them, we're going to have to find some way to fortify ourselves. And I don't mean like literally and some
no,
fucking...
I understand. Let me come in here. My faith is with the youth. That's who I'm really trying to talk to, is younger people out there, because you touched on it earlier about the younger people who are not involved, who are apathetic, who don't vote. I look at it as like America is a giant plantation, and we all have to struggle so harder than any generation prior to the Great Depression or after the Great Depression to survive. That it's like, asking a guy that's picking cotton as he's getting whipped, learn how to read so he can rebel against master. So what we got to do is take a little bit of the burden off those people and be willing to have conversations with them that are going to make them, experience a little bit of pain, wake them up a little bit. Because I don't think the younger people are apathetic by choice. I think they're apathetic by ignorance. And I truly do believe this. I make it my mission to talk to so many people, specifically under the age of 35, 40, and everyone is coming to these same conclusions. When I did street interviews out on West Campus, I talked to some women, that worked at the college that were, like 30, 35, 40 years old. They're all done with it. Establishment Democrats talking about divestment from Israel. Okay. So like, I do have faith. I do have hope in people that, are under that kind of terminal velocity of where, they've seen things get worse and they don't remember a time where things were better. So I don't know. I've been live for 3 hours and I was live this morning. So I've been live for 6 hours today. I really appreciate you hopping on with me. Got anything you want to say in closing?
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing. So if we were using fair, if things were fair and rules were fair, as far as like winning the ideological battle and the younger people winning out, they would win it. Absolutely. My concern is that there has been a concentration of power, mainly moneyed interests have separated themselves from the interests of the working people. And I just feel that with this concentration of power, with this unification of government, and specifically these AI companies and a lot of these crypto companies that sort of have a cycle of enriching themselves together, it's like, I just don't know. It's like a middle school team playing an NFL team, man. Like, I just don't really know if by the time
that's a good analogy, because it's all hokey and wholesome chungus and they're all hanging out. And like that crowd, man, that crowd that Massie had, he was trying to cut promos. They're just going, yeah. And it's like good enthusiasm, bad time for it, in my opinion. You should have let the man talk. I was very disappointed by that. Woman with the crying baby. What the hell are you doing in there? Seriously.
I don't know if I caught that, but if you did 6 hours, let's stream tomorrow or something. I've been doing a little bit more camera stuff recently because truthfully, honestly, like the movement, whatever people thought was going to happen as far as a populist movement with MAGA and stuff, it's fucking done, dude. So I used to really not love to give a ton of my opinion because people would harass me because I was a little early in the whole game as far as this second administration. But at this point, I mean, if we're not going to talk now, we may never get the chance. I saw some DOJ anti-Semitism 15 city tour is coming. It's like clearly, like I said, the pro freedom movement seems that they're targeting that. So anyone that's got a voice, maybe a few followers, or just get some good ideas that anyone's willing to platform, it's probably time to talk. So we'll talk soon, bro. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it. Thank you, the great DMT, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining the show. Didn't have to do that. Been live for a while here tonight. If I've been live for a while, if I have one more viewer I can talk to about this stuff, let me tell you about the great and powerful sharing screen. Toot, toot, toot. Share my screen. Let me tell you about amazing Dreamwave PM. Okay, Jones CBD. I've been selling this stuff, created this whole brand 3 years ago. I've got the highest quality at the lowest price, full spectrum CBD combined with melatonin and blue chamomile. Okay, here's the deal. You take a CBD product, it's not bioavailable unless you drop it under your tongue and it stays there for over 15 minutes, okay? It gets through the mucosal membrane, becomes fully bioavailable. Traditional oil-based CBD, if you just take it straight in a drink or down the throat, you're getting around 10 to 20% bioavailability. You take this stuff, it's got the German CO2 extracted blue chamomile in there, makes it taste amazing after you brush your teeth, after you wash your mouth out. You put half an ml of this in your mouth and then you go to sleep. Here's the thing. If you're taking a traditional melatonin product, this is probably only 10 to 15 bucks more expensive than that. And it's got 1,500 milligrams of full spectrum CBD, incredible antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, nootropic, amazing for the body, amazing for all your cells, you name it. I've got it. Highest quality available. And if you use a half dropper, this is nearly a 3-month supply, ladies and gentlemen. $37.95. Use code CBD to get an additional 20% off. I've also got the Ultra Green, which is the nano emulsified CBD. If you're looking for that true relief, I've got it. That's Ultra Green Nano CBD. It's emulsified within a lectin layer. Okay, that makes it water soluble. That makes it up to 90% and beyond bioavailable. You want it. I've got it at jonescbd.com. I've also got Ultra Chill. The reason I look, here's the thing. I have literally been live for over 6 hours today. I am going to do an additional 5 hours tomorrow and then 6 hours the next day. And then I'm getting on a plane and I'm going to Rage Against the War Machine. And I'm going to talk about all the stuff I talked about tonight. What is a reason for that process? One of many reasons, but a reason for that process, Ultra Chill AM blend with the ashwagandha, with the theobromine. It allows me to succeed and have excellent cognitive performance, well, mostly excellent cognitive performance throughout the day, throughout the evening, throughout the night, carried into the next morning. You all saw me. If you were here watching the American Journal this morning, you saw me take this on stream. It says theobromine, the cacao flavonoid, superior to caffeine, and it has ashwagandha, amazing, lowers your cortisol, increases testosterone, nootropic, adaptogenic herb, super powerful anxiolytic, stress reduction properties, everything you want in one bottle. And it's not just CBD, it's CBG, the mother cannabinoid, to modulate the CBD. This has everything you want and more. It's even got ginger CO2 root extract in there. It has this amazing sweet, spicy flavor, just like ginger root, because it's got the ginger root in there. It's got that non-offensive, great taste where you can do the sublingual administration, like I talk about, leaving it under your tongue. And then you get the full benefits of not just the CBD, but everything else that's in that amazing formula. That's why I use CBD as that incredible base to then add further supplement compounds on top of. And then we come together. I mean, here's the thing. I'm going back. It's cheaper. I'm going back to it. I sell a good amount of this, okay? And it's because it is popular and people order it for me over and over and over again. If you are an InfoWars, Alex Jones Network person, if you're a viewer of that, they don't sell a single product for sleep right now, okay? And you know what? After hours, crashing out, going completely off. I've done this before. I'm going to do it again. Dude, Bigly, they need to understand what they're doing, okay? And they have good formulas, but it's all the same stuff. It's high-quality antioxidants, high-quality anti-inflammatories, herbal matrices, whatever, whatnot. You need stuff for energy and sleep. That's what people want. That's what people crave. They don't have a single sleep product over at Bigly. They don't have a single sleep product on the Alex Jones Network. I have talked to them about this. I've emailed them about this. I've tried to talk to them about this. They don't return my calls. So instead of trying to get an InfoWars Live, or not InfoWars, like Alex Jones Network or AJN Live product made that supports sleep like I have done, I'm just going to say, come buy it from me directly. If you're getting multiple products from the Alex Jones store every month or, a few times a year, whatever you're doing, next time you reorder, maybe you don't need like 5 different antioxidants. Maybe you only need like 3 or 4. You only need 2 or 3. And then you get something that actually improves your sleep because everything is downstream of sleep. Melatonin is such a powerful antioxidant, reduces free radicals. All of its metabolites are powerful antioxidants as well. They sit in your body overnight. They do wonderful protective things to your gut and other areas like your bladder that you might care about. I would do the research on melatonin, realize you need to be taking it, realize, hey, they don't offer that over at alexjonestore.com. Guess what I do? And it's not just the CBD. This is just a quick plug, but I want to let you know I have it. 50% off.com. If you're just joining me now, if you've been looking for this product for years, you haven't been able to find it again. People tell me that all the time. They email me. They say, thank God you have it. I haven't been able to find it again. And whenever they see it, they're happy to reorder. So that's Knockout Sleep Support. It doesn't have the CBD. Let me show you again how much I love the products. Melatonin, GABA, L-theanine, hops flower, lemon balm, valerian root, L-tryptophan. I just named everything that's in that, okay? Because I know it by heart because I love this product and I wouldn't sell you something I didn't believe in. If you want to improve your sleep, if you want to improve your life, if you want to get healthier, get wealthier, I'd highly recommend taking a high-quality melatonin plus botanical herb product. I've got that on 50% off and on Jones CBD. And on 50% off, I want to let people know if you want fluoride-free toothpaste with iodine and tea tree oil, I've got it available at 50percentoff.com. You buy more, you save more. There are discounts built in. The more items you get, just do a shopping cart experiment. See this? I saved $30, right? That's pretty good. So go ahead and save yourself some money. People were asking about it earlier. I do have very limited quantity of the lavender and the grapefruit. Now, you have to ask for this. You have to buy it. But I do have it available as well as the Super Silver Wound Dressing Gel. Super important for people to know. I've got colloidal silver available at 50percentoff.com. I've also got the supplements. I've got the sleep and relaxation. I've got the jonescbd.com. That's jonescbd.com with all those CBD formulas that I just laid out for you. And I'm going to do a shadow plug for it real quick. Shroomforce.com. If you're interested in any one of these, you want to learn about them, take a screenshot, ask the AI, ask Google Scholar, ask PubMed about it, learn about these 4-to-1 extracts. They're amazing. They do amazing things for you. BDNF boost, neuroplasticity boost, nootropic edge, antioxidant, all that and more is true about lion's mane. That's just one of the many products I've got available on shroomforce.com. That's shroomforce.com. I've got Ultimate Defense, Golden Root, Reishi. Golden Root modulates dopamine, norepinephrine. Reishi boosts immune system, antioxidant, helps with sleep. Ashwagandha, stress relief, cortisol reduction, testosterone increase, immunity and sleep. Cordyceps and lion's mane, physical enhancement, ATP production, exercise enhancement, VO2 max enhancement. Lion's mane mushroom, what does that do? Neuroplasticity, BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor increase, feel younger, learn new habits, have a fresher brain. Ultimate Brain, lower cortisol, and then all the lion's mane benefits I just explained to you. And that's shroomforce.com. That's 50percentoff.com. And that's jonescbd.com. When you buy the products, it helps me do the show. I don't have any other money than what you decide to give me. If you decide that you want those great products, it's a 360 win. I will be starting a Patreon. I will be doing these things. I will be going live every single day of the week. I'll be going live on Saturday as well, figuring it all out. I've got to eat. I've got to fight to survive. I truly have the best products in the world. No one's giving me a handout, okay? Nobody's helping me out right now. I'm out here in the wilderness fighting with a broken sword. I want you guys to help me buy a new one, please. Go to one of these websites. Go to Jones CBD. Go to 50% off. Go to shroomforce.com. And you know what? If you're a fan, if you're a listener, if you want to help little old me on my journey, give me some firepower. Give me some ammunition. So I love you guys. God bless you all. And of course, if you don't have the means, don't buy anything from me. Prioritize yourself and your family and your pets and who you have to take care of. If you need it already, I'm the place to get it. That's all I'm trying to say. Thank you all. God bless you. Good night. Rex, the caller that called in, no way a power issue is the case. Yes, the power issue is the case. It's hailing right now. It's finally left my area. You can look at Austin, look at the Doppler. So my power went out. And Knockout is amazing. Yes. Okay. Yes, it is. It is amazing. I'm just showing it again. Here's the thing. When this was gone, when I ran out of my stock of this, sucks to suck, kid, never going to have it again. Hey, screw you. I reformulated it under my new label. You can get it now at 50%off.com. Thank you so much, guys. Peace.